Hello, what's up this afternoon, everyone? Welcome. Fine Tuesday to y'all, and Blood Moon Day to y'all. Good to see ya. What is up, Tingson, and the Mega Magikarp, and Krusty? How is everyone doing today? AGK Mark, welcome to the Fishbowl for the 49th month. Thank you for your subscription. Big subscription for you. The tradition of welcoming new players and his bubbly personality while also making players want to quit while locking them out of playing the game. Hey, that's kind of my thing. I'm a nice guy, but I will also Blood Moon you. Which I think means I'm still a nice guy, right? Hey, what's up, Longif, G Fuel Code, Zyre? How is everyone doing today? So the plan for today is I got not one, not two, but three different Blood Moon decks. So they have this no ban. If you are not playing Arena right now, so there's this event on Arena, which is probably the best thing Arena does. There's this no ban list, all access historic event. And what this means is in this event, you can literally play all the cards. Even if they're not in your collection, you can still play with all the cards in this event. So we are going to take advantage of this event and cast some Blood Moons. We finally can play... We can finally play 4 Blood Moons in our deck. So that is our plan for today. I got a few different Blood Moon decks. We're going to play as many turn 2 Blood Moons as possible and just make people absolutely miserable. How was everyone's weekend? Hopefully everyone is doing super duper well. Also, this week is early access day for Lost Caverns of Ixalan. So I think I'm going to be able to do some bonus streaming on Thursday, even though we don't usually stream on Thursday anymore. Probably going to try to stream a bit to show off early access day stuff, so it can't miss early access day. So if you got sweet standard list for early access with Lost Cavern stuff, definitely send me a list or an email. We also, we also have a Patreon now. That's a thing that started. So if you want to see the Goldfish crew make me play Baldur's Gate. That's an option now. Patreon.com/MTG Goldfish. There's also a video game tier list. Oh my goodness. I'm not very good at non-magic games. I don't know if you knew this about me, chat. I don't know if you knew this about me. I'm not very good at games that are not magic related. Baldur's Gate is hard. My goodness. Why the Patreon all of a sudden? Well, basically, the real reason for the Patreon, well, there's, I guess, 2 reasons. One is there's always people who asked for it, like, oh, I'd like to have a Patreon so I can have a place to donate. So that was part of the reason. The other reason was it was a place we could do non-magic stuff. So some people on the crew really want to do like Baldur's Gate or things like that, like not directly magic related stuff. I really didn't want to do so the issue I have with Patreon, and it's not an issue with Patreon, but I really hate paywalls. So one of my big things when people were talking about the Patreon is like, if we want to do it, that's cool, but I just really don't want to paywall magic content. So I think the idea is the Patreon is if you really are a hardcore fan who wants to support us, it's a place you can do it. It's also a place where we can put non-magic stuff. So the idea is magic stuff is going to be normal. We're not paywalling, Commander Clash or anything like that. All that stuff is the same as it always was. This will just be extra bonus stuff. This will all just be extra bonus stuff that's we play Baldur's Gate, or I think we're going to do Worms Armageddon at some point. Civ would be a thing that could happen on there. Stuff that we just can't really put on our Magic channels. So those are the main reasons for it. So yeah, check it out if you'd like to support, you definitely can. Otherwise, I mean, we're not losing anything for this. So Civ said, yeah, I would like to do a Civ game for Patreon. That'd be super fun. Why do we lose the Thursday stream? Honestly, just not enough time for it, Mega Magikarp, unfortunately. I mean, it's a combination of, so let's do our reminders really quick. We can talk about this and Ixalan and card updates and all this stuff as we go along. We got a ton of gift subs from Urborg, Lorgoy, handing out gift subs to Jerwolf, Link, Unshaven Drake, Dudjoops, Caboose, Austin, Floyd. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big subscription for you. Thank you. So and thank you to Urborg, Lorgoy for handing him out. I really want to make Urborg, Lorgoy work in standard. It's not gonna work though. It's gonna get so crushed by Graveyard Hate. Replay YouTube. That's where you can find all the old streams, including this one in the future. Normal YouTube. Tons of stuff coming up on there. Yesterday, I did the iceberg video. What did you think of the iceberg video? Did you watch the iceberg video? My goodness, was that a project to make. That video was so long. So I think that's the most time I've ever spent on one video. There's just so many topics to go over. So it was really fun though. I find it interesting. There's all these cool magic bits and pieces of trivia, figuring out what they all are. So Yeah, it's a long one, but I've enjoyed it. Like it's a fun one. We have a new donation from Krusty Beck, $3.50. Cool Patreon. Can you add a Patreon sub counter and goal on the Patreon with stretch goals? Wait, can you add a Patreon sub counter / goal on the Patreon with stretch goals? Also, can you add a sub counter on Twitch? Thanks for all the great content as always. I will see what I can do, Krusty Beck. I'll ask Richard. I think Richard is doing he's doing all the Patreon stuff, so I can suggest that to him. Getting a sub counter on stream, I think, is something I could do though. That would be easy. Lucid, welcome back to the Fishbowl in Los Phil Jeans. Big scoop cheer for both of you. I love the iceberg video. There's a rules iceberg video that I'd love to see broken down as well. So I will say I haven't watched the video, but I know someone did a like 6-piece video on the rules iceberg. I would be very bad at doing the rules iceberg. That is something that would be very, very difficult. I'm just not good at the rules. I mean, I know the rules relatively well because I play a lot of Magic, but the weird like corner cases, I don't know if I would be the person to describe that. It would be interesting though. Tuka Buddy for the 18th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. A reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. And if you need some Lost Caverns of Ixalan cards, or really any cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com/MTG Goldfish. So thank you to Card Kingdom for supporting the show. Max Makes Magic. Is that who did the rules iceberg? Yeah, definitely check that out. Iceberg is just like a cool structure for talking about something. Like I think the structure of it's really neat. So does this Patreon mean you're playing D&D again? I really don't. So the Patreon, I'm really not sure what's coming up on there. I don't know enough non-Magic games, so pretty much someone's like, "Hey, we're doing this," and I'm like, "Oh, cool, okay, I'll give it a go. Let's try it. Let's try Baldur's Gate. Sure, I'll walk into a wall for a couple hours. I don't know how many of you actually saw the Baldur's Gate game. I'm probably the worst Baldur's Gate player of all time. It is very possible. So what are we playing today? So we're starting with Mono Red Blood Moon. This is no ban historic. So what this means is we get to play Blood Moon. It also means our opponents can play Uros and Okos and Ragavans and Bowmasters that aren't nerfed, all that stuff. This is fully powered. The only cards banned, everything on Arena that exists is legal, minus Demonic Tutor, which I think is good. Channel, which is definitely good. Oh my god, I hate Channel. Channel's just way too busted. So Demonic Tutor, Channel, and Tybalt's Trickery. Those are the only cards that are banned. So what are we trying to do with this deck? So the goal of this deck, this was the first Blood Moon deck that I built for the format. The idea is pretty simple. We want to play Blood Moon on turn 2 as consistently as possible. So we have Goldhound, sacks to make a mana. We got Skirk Prospector, sacks to make a mana, sacks a Goblin to make a mana. We got Ragavan, hits, makes a treasure for a mana. Any of these on turn 1 hopefully lets us Blood Moon on turn 2, and then we just trust that the power of our opponent not being able to play Magic will win us the game eventually. We also have like Seasoned Pyromancer, Fable to dig through our deck, good removal, Unholy Heat's not nerfed in this format, Lightning Bolt's legal, some Chandras to win the game, maybe that's probably our biggest finisher. We also have Abash as a companion because it's kind of a free roll. Like, if I wasn't playing Abash as a companion, I think I would drop Chandra Dress to kill for 4 mana Chandra, but otherwise, the deck would probably look almost exactly the same. There's not really a lot of 2-drops or 4-drops that we want to play anyway, so let's do some Blood Mooning. This format is surprisingly fun. To the point, so Wizards has mentioned maybe making this a real format, and I really hope they do. I think if they made this a real format, I would probably play this over Historic most of the time. So I went on my way to download the one Worms game that's on my GameCube. I modded out my system to run any game I ever want. Ooh, that sounds super sweet. So I will say, I know Worms Armageddon is good. I will vouch for Worms Armageddon being a really good party game. Not sure what the game for GameCube is. I don't know if that's a good Worms or not. I know some of the other Worms are not as good as other ones. Would you and the crew ever do a Hot Ones Commander Clash episode? If not a Commander Clash, then how about on the new Patreon? Wait, what is this? Wait, I already have install our extension. All right, wait, is the Untapped extension working? Hopefully it's working. So Chad, let me ask you, now that now that this Patreon exists, and there's gonna be some fun like non-Magic content, what kind of stuff would you actually like to see on there? Watsy has not been in grief for in fury purely for Seth not posting pictures of Cece and Bear. Well, if you want to see Cece, hang on, Cece. Oh, she might not be happy because I think she was sleeping. Cece, people want to see you, Cece. Can you say hi? Can you say hi? How you doing, Cece? How you doing? Are you gonna chill while I play some Magic? Yeah? Yeah? Say hi to everyone. There you go. There you go. Alright, there you go, kitty. There's no Blood Moon in this hand, so I think we mulligan. Alright, there's Blood Moon in this hand. Oh, as long as this Ragavan hit gets in. Oh, wait, are we on the draw? Yeah, I mean, we'd still keep this on the draw, but... Oh, can the Ragavan does not get in as much on the draw. All right, come on, Dirty Monkey. Get us to our Blood Moon. Definitely Civ 6. I never really intended to have a cat. The cat chose me. Wow, this is happening. This is happening. Well, let's see if they have a counter. Or do we win? Oh, no, they actually... No, you have a... Oh, that's what we get for losing the die roll. Ah, elite Spellbinder. All right. Well, now we got to win with the stupid monkey. Why is Goldhound in the deck? Goldhound is a way we can play Blood Moon on turn 2. We have all the ways that you can possibly play Blood Moon on turn 2. That's kind of the main goal of the deck. Well, let's kill the Spellbinder. Now we're just going to have to win the super boring way because our opponent won't let us lock him out of the game. We could draw another Blood Moon. That's possible. Oh, Legion. What is going on over there? All right, well, play this Goldhound. Pass the turn. Play other TCGs like Pokemon, Digimon, One Piece. Oh, yeah, Blood Moon. Blood Moon gets gates good. What is our opponent doing? I'm so confused. Okay. Opponent. Oh my. Oh, opponent. Oh, opponent. Oh. Oh no. Oh no, I'm gonna laugh myself into coughing. I've been getting over a cold. Oh boy. Oh, I missed it. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Oh, Blood Moon. I really miss getting people with Blood Moon. Oh, is there a better feeling in Magic? Mana Tithing's up there. Getting someone with Mana Tithe is pretty good. Killing Krim in a game of Commander. That's pretty satisfying. But Blood Moon. Yeah, that's a turn 2 Blood Moon hand. All right, opponent. Maybe you're playing some basics. Hey, Seth, is there any commanders you're building from the new Ixalan? Personally, I think that Rakdos Goblin fella would make a cool aristocrat build. Ooh. Let me pull up the new legends on Scryfall here. I know one that I think is really cool is from the Commander Precons. It's the Fight Commander, the Naya Fight Commander that's also kind of like a Panharmonicon. That's a super cool card. About it. Mountain. And Lightning Strike. Sure. Maybe our opponent does not care about getting Blood Moon. They might. Is our opponent actually playing Blood Moon? Getting hit you with a monkey. They're just like a Gruul deck? Okay. Well, that's the one downside of Blood Moon is there are occasionally... There are occasionally matchups where it's not as good as you would like it. What is happening? What is happening? Oh, I have no idea what's going on in this matchup. Hey, what's up, Gendinator? How are you? Hey, dog, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. So, do you play poker before Magic, right? How long did you play? So I played poker for fun with friends, and then there was a brief window where it was actually legal to play online in New York. And I never like was super crazy, but I played online quite a bit when it was legal. I don't know why it's still illegal. It's the weirdest thing to me. Like, every form of gambling is legal in New York now, except playing poker online. They still, that's that's just too much. That's too far. Let's get in with the Ragavan. Hit ya. Yeah, I don't even know if Blood Moon is burned down the house. I don't even know if Blood Moon is good in this matchup. I don't think it is. I think we're at the, like, try to piece this together through Geist Flame Reservoir of all things. The one funny thing about this format, this no ban format, is half the people are trying to do like the most busted thing possible, and then the other half of the people are just like, ooh, I have all the cards in my collection. I've always wanted to build around Geist Flame Reservoir, but I've never had enough wild cards, so this is my chance. So you run into these like really janky brews that, you know, people are just like enjoying the fact they have all the cards in their collection, and then the next person will be like, oh, I'm gonna like Necropotence you or whatever. It's it's the strangest mix of play styles. What is your favorite card from for Commander from the new set? Have we turned 2 Moon to anyone yet? We turned 2 Moon last game, but it got countered. But then we got him on like turn 4 with the second Blood Moon. Opponent, Explore, Geist Flame Reservoir. What does this even do? Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery at a charge counter, pay to remove any number of counters from it. Does that much damage to any target. 2, tap it. Exile the top card of your library. I think we're actually just pitching the Blood Moons. I don't think the Blood Moons can win us this game. Like, our opponent just doesn't care. Our opponent has come prepared for the Blood Moon meta. Well, that's Chandra. Ping you with Chandra. Dash a Ragavan. It seems like our opponent's just playing every red sweeper. This is like a weird Gruul burn deck almost. Pick up the monkey. Do you find streaming to be a lot of emotional labor? Or are you genuinely always this cheerful? I'm actually like just a pretty happy person in general. Like, I think streaming, I think I'm probably like higher energy than I am, and I'm like talking constantly. Honestly, one thing that you probably would not guess about me, if I'm just like hanging out with a group of friends or something, I'm not talking all the time. I actually am much more of a listener than a talker most of the time. So that's the thing that's a little bit different in streaming, is just like the constant like talking. That part's a little bit different. But as far as like attitude and stuff, that's kind of the same. I'm just generally pretty happy. That's a 6/6. That stops our stupid monkey. What do we do now? All right, this has 2 toughness. How do we do this? All right, let's take up for a card. Actually, our opponent's at what, 11? All right, let's take up for a card. Stomp the red. Play Ragavan. Play Goldown. Play Skirk Prospector. Run them all out. Run them all out. I don't actually know if we're going to win this game. We might be losing to Geist Flame Reservoir. Cause I'm happy. Another one. Seriously. This is almost no ban historic. It's the only bans are Demonic Tutor, Vault Trickery, and Channel. Yeah, Millennium Calendar. I was gonna ask you all today, what is your number one choice for against the odds? What's the best against the odds card from the new set? I feel like the most obvious and probably first against the odds card will be Millennium Calendar. Once we get past Millennium Calendar, though, what else is actually good for against the odds? I've been actually kind of struggling with that. Like, what else is against the odds worthy from this set? I think this set's really powerful, and it has a lot of like cards I want to brew around. I feel like a lot of them might actually be too good for against the odds. Like, they might actually be too strong. All right, they're gonna kill our Ragavan. Sure. Opponent going to take our Chandra. All right, let's chump. These 7/7s. So many 7/7s. All right, so stomp the red. Fable the Mirror Breaker. Ping our opponent.
Give a toast? I'd love to.
Bone Crusher. And get in for one. Pass the turd. Hey Seth, hope you're having a good one. Been a fan for a while. First time checking out the stream. Well, the panda, the Pantastic Panda. Welcome to the stream. Oh, opponent's got the spice. We really need to make them die, because if we don't, the Sunbird's Invocation. Opponent's deck looks fun. Our opponent's deck doesn't, I don't know if it's competitive, but Sunbird's Invocation is a fun card to have on the battlefield. Yeah, let's pitch the Goldhound. Draw a Monkey. 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, what if we... Alright, let's take up Chandra Pena. Down to 8.
You're lucky this is a
Play Bone Crusher. Can we win here? So we give this haste. We attack. Attack. They block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not lethal. Oh, do they get to untap with this setup? That's actually very scary. Very, very scary. Well, let's grab Abash. Play Ragavan. I mean, I guess they got to do something, because we're also getting to the point where we're going to just be able to ultimate this Chandra, but I'm very worried about this Sunbird's Invocation going off. Opponent, explore, Sunbirds into nothing. And I think we might be getting there. Any interest in playing Intruder Alarm today? I found a cool combo over the weekend, and it's crazy. All you need is Ixnan, Azeka, or Kinnan, which turns creatures into mana dorks and doubles mana. Then you cast a Mana War or a creature that can bounce itself, infinite card draw, infinite mana, use it for Kinnan or cast Eldrazi. Ooh, that does sound super sweet. Intruder Alarm definitely has cool combos. That is one of the sweetest parts of Intruder Alarm. Probably the sweetest part. I actually think Intruder Alarm should probably just be legal in Historic. I don't think it needs to be banned. I really don't think so. Aren't you supposed to end a turn? Yeah, if we have the mana. So we do need a mana to activate it. So if we have the mana, making a token and end a turn is definitely correct. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if we'll play non-Blood Moon decks today or not. If we do, maybe we'll try some Intruder Alarming, because that does sound pretty sweet. Is there a Butts Historic deck that's worth exploring with the new butt attack creature? All right, opponent's going to ping our Chandra a bit. All right, we need to make our opponent die here. So if we copy Bone, this has got to work. So copy a Bone Crusher. If we have enough Bone Crushers... So we copy the Bone Crusher, we play the Abash. This should do it. Ping it with the Chandra. Copy Bone Crusher, and opponent scoops it up. Recently bought a playset of Blood Moon. What's the first deck I should build with it in Modern? I mean, my old favorite is Mono Red Prison, although Mono Red Prison has basically stopped being a deck. Thanks to Beseiju mostly. Also losing Simian Spirit Guide. That's when it really went downhill, is when they banned Simian Spirit Guide. So I don't know if it's mono red. Honestly, from a competitive perspective, Scam with Blood Moon is probably the way to go, since Scam is like the tier 0 deck. I mean, you can put Blood Moon in a lot of different decks. If you build your mana base appropriately, you can play Blood Moon in a lot of different archetypes. Oh, all right, no Blood Moon. No Blood Moon, no keep. Oh, no Blood Moon, no keep. All right, now, I mean, at 5, we're gonna keep. We can't just do this forever, so, all right, no Blood Moon, 1 keep. Well, let's run out the Ragavan. We have a new donation from Lucid. Do you remember the company that tried to sue Disney slash Ravensburger over the Lorcana design? I may or not have an interview with them on Friday. Oh, also, I've been playing in NBLH. Oh, this is what I've been playing in NBLH. Rakdos Storm. Ooh, I saw someone. Ooh. All right, we'll take a Luminarch Aspirant. I saw someone playing a. Thank you for the donation, Lucid, and good luck with the interview that you may or may not have on Friday. But if you do indeed have it, good luck. Good luck with that. Yeah, I saw someone playing a Storm deck with Necro, and it looked really sweet. Necro, I think, is one of the most powerful unbanned cards in this format. Well, we kind of wanted to be able to play this Fable the Mirror Breaker opponent in your Thalias. Would you rather have a turn 1 Ragavan or turn 3 Blood Moon? Oh, I think the Blood Moon still. I think I'd rather have the Blood Moon. So what is your opinion now that we've seen all of Lost Caverns? What are you most hyped for? Well, let's Fable. Grow the Dirty Monkey. No attacks past the turn. I feel like there's going to be some really cool stuff to come out of this set. I think Ixalan's going to be really good. In the perfect world, we have turn 1 Ragavan, turn 2 Blood Moon. Cavern, yeah. The reprints, I have to give Wizards a big shout out. I know that we've complained a lot about not getting enough good reprints. And that's been a very real and problematic complaint. In this set, though, Wizards has really pulled out all the stops as far as reprints. I'm pretty blown away at just how good the reprints in this set are. They are way better than I would have actually... Way better than I would have expected. I mean, Cavern, Growing Rites of Itlamok, Resplendent Angel, Gisheth, even the Commander precons have a bunch of, like, really expensive cards. It's so funny. We're getting to the point now where, like, a year or two ago, the big complaint was not enough reprints. Now when I post something on Twitter about, like, wow, look at all these awesome reprints, there's actually people, and not, like, Magic finance people or whatever, but there's actually people that are kind of like, I don't know, I think this is too much. Like, I think we're getting too many reprints now, which I don't know. I get what those people are saying. Like, if you own a bunch of cards and they get reprinted, it makes it sad. It maybe discourages you from, like, buying more cards. But still, I would rather, I think, have cards reprinted too heavily than not reprinted enough. Like, if I had to choose between those two things, I'm pretty sure too many reprints is better than not enough reprints. Amara Brit. Hey, Seth, super excited for LCR for one particular card. Do you think Roaming Throne can be built around in Standard? I was working on deck lists for LCI today, and I think I built like 4 or 5 roaming Throne deck lists. I don't know if any of them are good, but yes, you can definitely build around it, and it can do really cool things about it. More Luminarch Aspirants. We're at this weird standoff at the moment. So we get to flip the Saga. Well, go to combat. Grow the Abash. I mean, we're Abash Voltron at the moment, I think. Get in with the Abash. Opponent. I mean, that's an attack for 10 from the companion. The Helian Horror. Yeah, roaming. Oh, we're gonna play Roaming Throne for sure. For sure. Probably many times over. I mean, it's a Panharmonicon. Technically. Yeah, let's kill this. So we're gonna go very poorly for our opponent. Kill this. Oh, do you have 2 Brave the Elements? Okay. Okay, that's fine. So they save their board-ish, but we keep our Abash. And our opponent spent their Brave the Elements, which is good. So I think we're okay. Blood Moon's not going to do much this matchup. I took a screenshot of the Intruder Alarm deck. I built... What's the best way to send it to you? You can send it to my email if you want to. saffronolive@mtggoldfish.com. Yeah, getting rid of this Spire would be good. Ooh, Brutal Cathar. That is actually a brutal draw. Oh no. This might actually be going poorly for us now. We need a seasoned Pyromancer. Chandra. Is Chandra even good? I mean, we gotta play it. We can't not play it. Plus, we need this Brutal Cathar to not flip back around. Ooh, Caves. Yes, Caves is high on my list for against the odds. Although it might be a budget deck, but yes, we're definitely gonna build a Cave deck. That is for sure. Let's grab the Goblin. Oh, this is getting so awkward. So awkward. The problem with this big standstill is eventually our opponent's going to draw... who do I count as Arena Zoomers? Anyone who loses to Blood Moon is a Arena Zoomer in my book. We have a new donation for McKeary, $10 donation. Chat logging my Modern collection and crying over $12 playsets of Goblin Guides, $48 playsets of Goyf, $90 playsets of Jace the Mind Sculptor. Happy the cards are more accessible, but the biggest factor is lack of demand, power creep, obviously. Yes, I like the game being more accessible. That's a good thing, but you are right that a lot, like Goyf, yeah, it's been reprinted a bunch, but just as big of an issue is like people aren't playing as much Modern. Goyf's not seeing as much playing Modern. It got power crept out of Modern. That's the kind of price crash that I think can be the most frustrating, I would say. We might be dead here. Opponent passes. Well, I mean, we might as well copy the Goblin. We need something right now this turn. It's a mountain. That's not it. Take up Chandra. Bone Crusher.
Chandra, think of something good.
Bone Crusher doesn't even actually kill anything. Oh, this is so bad. So if we stomp this, I mean, I guess we can stomp the Thalia's Lieutenant. So stomp Thalia's Lieutenant. Get rid of that. Wow, we might be losing this one. I mean, maybe this is a bad matchup. We haven't drawn Season Pyro, though. Season Pyro to draw some cards would actually be very helpful here. Well, grow this, I think. Oh, what I was saying earlier, eventually our opponent's just going to draw Brave the Elements, and then we die. That's kind of the issue. Like, this standoff, I think, kind of favors our opponent, because once they find that, they get us so good. Opponent blocks, gains life. Do you still, thank you for the donation, McKeary. Could Jace come back to Standard? We might be getting close to that world. Do you think the Echoing Depths might be sleeper busted card? I think the Echoing Depths can do some things. I don't know, like... I guess it depends on what you mean by busted. Like, is it going to be banned or, like, problematic? I don't think so. But I think that it is the kind of card that there could be an archetype built around. That would be really cool. So, yeah, I think it's a sleeper, I think, in the sense that it's probably better than people expect. I would agree with that. Yeah, Jace, I guess, is kind of miserable to play. A little bit miserable to play against. Yeah. Well, this is exactly what we were talking about. Our opponent has a way to end the standoff that we do not. I don't think we survive. 7. We can block one thing. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Wait, do we go to 1? Do we live? Is there hope? Is there actually hope? I think we might go to 1, if I counted correctly. We can block with this Luminarch Aspirant. Are we not dead? I mean, I still don't know how we win from here, but not being dead is good. Oh, I did miscount. Oh, the Hopeful Initiate. Hopeful Initiate. Yeah, we could have. I didn't think we needed to copy. I was hoping we could copy. I thought we were going to 1, but. Honestly, like, even if we did survive that attack, our pathway to winning is not actually realistic. Like, I don't know, if we go to 1, how do we win from there? We can't win on the backswing. They gain a bunch of life. So I don't think we actually, I mean, that was a mull to 5 too. We were on the mull to 5. Maybe we can only go to 6. We've been doing the, like, if we don't have a Blood Moon mulligan thing, which I think from a win-loss perspective is just incorrect. But it does increase our odds of finding a Blood Moon. But maybe we gotta only go to 6 to look for Blood Moon. Why would you only be at 1 if you blocked a second creature? Oh, boom. Prosperous. Oh, is this Yogg? Are they just playing Yogg? Okay, well, Dash Ragavan, I guess. This might go not great. Wow, opponent takes the hit. They want the Innkeeper. We steal nothing. Well, let's play a Skirk Prospector. Pass the turn. Where's our Blood Moon? I think the punt was with the Bolt Heat turn. What would you have done that turn, Jacker? No Abash attack and just try to, like, play defensively? Alright, opponent makes a plant. Gilded Goose. Honk, honk. Blood Moon would still do some work here. Opponent does have a treasure and a goose, but Blood Moon would still... Opponent's playing a lot of non-basics. Where is our Blood Moon? Where is the Blood Moon? Opponent. We draw a Bone Crusher. Huh. Well, I mean, I guess... Let's... Oh, this might be greedy. That'd definitely be greedy. Do we just pass? Alright, we can play Ragavan. We kind of want to get empty-handed because we have this season Pyromancer, so getting our hand empty is good. You should have killed the Thalia. So you would have not attacked then. I mean, I don't think we can let Abash die. I don't know. I think that's like... I think the attack 2-for-1 is pretty good there. Like, it's bad against Brave of the Elements, which our opponent had, but the way we get the most value out of that attack is, like, attack with Abash. Our opponent does double block to try to kill it, kill one of the things. I think that's the outcome we want. Our opponent just happened to have a Brave of the Elements, which was not ideal. Yeah, let's kill the goose, I guess. Chord of Calling. Oh god. Chord of Calling for Bowmaster. Well, if our opponent has Yogg, we're super dead. Dylan Hunter, where's all of our Blood Moons? Dylan Hunter, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Opponent untaps. And... So this is a deck it's literally just turn 2 Blood Moon meme, which means if you don't draw the Blood Moon, the rest of the deck's not that good. Like Skirk Prospector, Goldhound, all those cards really, really, really need a Need a Blood Moon to be worth it. I tried a Rakdos Blood Moon deck, got paired against Mono Red like 5 times in a row, thanks, Arita. Yeah, you never know the matchups in this no ban list format. Dylan Hunter! Oh, there's the Yogg, alright. Sure. Did I watch any of the Card Market Best Deck in Modern tournament? I didn't. I saw that it was a thing, but I didn't actually watch it. How was it? What was Card Market's Best Deck in Modern? WotC should reprint old fun Modern staples into standard that Pioneer can handle, like Goyf, Jason Mind Sculptor, Snap Corrective Fog. I think that'd be sweet. I don't know about Jason Mind Sculptor or Stoneforge. Those cards might actually be too good. Wow, it's a Blood Moon. We did it. All right. Come on, not mono red. Please, not mono red. Would this be a good deck to include Koth? Yeah, Koth would be sweet. It doesn't exist on Arena though, but oh, you mean New Koth? New Koth's not very good. Llanowar Elves. Well, I think we actually attack. If our opponent blocks, that's okay. We kill a Mana Dork. If they don't block, then we get to Blood Moon. Opponent's thinking. They're thinking, come on. Just let us Blood Moon you. You got a Mana Dork. You'll be fine. You'll stuff some green mana. Yeah, I don't think New Koth is good enough to be worth it. I wish we had Old Koth. Old Koth is sweet. I used to love playing Old Koth in Modern. Well, play the land, pass. I guess next turn. Turn 2 Blood Moon. Did you see the new Lotus Field list that's running around in Modern? It does busted things. I don't think so. What? Oh, this one is going to hurt for our opponent. Yeah, kill the halfling. Opponent. Do we have some mountains for you? Your go, mono red. An opponent scoops it up. Dimitri the Elf, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super chat for you. Thank you. Hey, Seth. I haven't been playing Magic that much lately, but I don't miss your single video of yours. Thanks for the great content. Well, Dimitri, why haven't you been playing Magic? Also, thank you for watching the videos. I appreciate it. Wait, what does the Lotus Field list look like? Is there a link? I guess I can look it up. I have the power to look it up. If I sound a little congested, I'm still getting over this cold. I feel so much better though. Today it's been like a week that I've been dealing with this silly cold, and today is the first day where I actually feel like pretty good today. My voice still like sounds kind of coldish, but I actually feel way better finally. Do we keep this? There's no Blood Moon. We've seen Blood Moon be very good at getting free wins. Wow, okay. Well, I guess thinking about whether we mulligan for Blood Moon is enough to get a free win. Two things I'll say about this format. Three things. Just three. One is, it's really sweet, and they should make it a real thing. We already talked about that. I do wish there was best of 3. I think especially with the no ban list gimmick, having best of 3 so you can actually play sideboard cards to fight the busted cards, like having enchantment removal for Necro or whatever, I think that would make this format even better. So I hope they do that. The other thing is, I really would love to have a ranked mode. The one drawback of this format that we talked about is like some people just want to take advantage of the all access thing, and it feels pretty bad. I ran into someone who was literally playing Charmed Stray, like the 1-mana cat. That was their deck. They were like, I finally have Charmed Stray, and it was just like such a super casual, not competitive deck. And I'm just like blood mooning them, and I felt so like bad about it. And then you get the people that just scoop really early because there's no cost. So I kind of wish a ranked mode was an option. My fish is bad. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super chat for you. Thank you. Yeah, this is the Amigo the Devil shirt today. Hey, what's up, Monster CC? How are you? Good to see you. All right, we'll switch Blood Moon decks in a bit. We got three to try out. Yeah, it's so funny to just see people take. I mean, it's cool. I'm glad that there's this all access event. Like, I wish there was more of them. The biggest issue, I think, with a this is turn 2 Blood Moon. This is a turn 2. All right, opponent. Can you beat a turn 2 Blood Moon? We're gonna just play the Skirk Prospector. Opponent probably gonna think we're goblins, and then we got a surprise for you, Gale. Oh, that's a kill. Oh God. Oh goodness. Oh well. I mean, all lives must end. And I got a feeling our opponent might be about to scoop it up. Opponent. Oh, I don't think Gates ever beats a turn 2 Blood Moon. I do not know if it's possible for Gates to beat a turn 2 Blood Moon. Northern Vanguard, welcome to the fishbowl. See, I mean, isn't Blood Moon the good guy? Isn't Gates like a little too good? Don't we actually want counterplay? Although actually it would probably just show up in the Crucius decks and the Rakdos decks. What is this new? Oh, I see. Is this the Lotus Field deck? Where's the... Oh, I see. Is this the one you were talking about? The, like, Amulet Titan with a copy of Lotus Field? Really? No. Is that actually... That can't be the one. Here's the decks I see that have Lotus Field in the last couple of weeks. So, Twiddlestorm... I know Twiddlestorm. Twiddlestorm, I was wondering if it would make a comeback because of the One Ring. Like, the One Ring's the perfect thing to twiddle. 10... No, that's Twiddlestorm. I don't know. What is the 10 racks? Maybe that's just misnamed. And then there's Amulet Lotus. Oh, maybe this one. Oh, this is kind of... Okay, this reminds me of an aspiring spike list from a while ago. I remember like 6 months ago, or some amount of time ago, there being an aspiring spike deck that was Amulet Vigor with Timeless Lotus. Yeah, this is a cool idea. Amulet without Primeval Titan is sweet. That is a pretty spicy deck list. What do you think about Modern right now? One of the big conversations in the last day has been about the state of Modern. How many of you have been playing Modern recently? I'm actually like, oh, thank you, Alex. Let me pull it up. Is it the same one? Oh yeah, I think that's at least very similar to the one we were just looking at. Similar. Oh, this is a spike list. Up, Spike in his beanstalks. Gotta have those up beanstalks. How many of you have been playing Modern lately? I feel like, I was thinking about the other day, I feel like Modern is in one of its lowest points since I've, well, I mean, I guess for me in its history. I guess I've been playing Modern as long as it's been a format. Like, I feel like it's kind of at a low point right now. And it makes me sad because Modern, like, is my overall most favorite format in the history of Magic. Like, if you average out my favorite format over the course of time, Modern is the one. It's not my favorite format right now, but this current state of Modern makes me a little sad. Thingam, welcome to the Fishbowl for this 6 month. Thank you for your subscription. Big subscription for you. Hey Seth, how's it going? What do you think of this update? Let me see. Well, let's play land. Get in with the Dirty Monkey. Make a treasure. Steal nothing. Play a Fable. Ooh, some Nyapia. Yeah, I've been working on deck lists for early access on Thursday, and I was messing around with Cascade. Mine wasn't exactly like this. Mine didn't go into the adventure plan as much, but I was messing around with building a Quintorius Pia Cascade deck. I think Kellen. Oh, this is old Kellen. I like new Kellen quite a bit. I think new Kellen might actually be better than old Kellen in decks like this. I think there's a lot of creatures that are cheap enough for new Kellen to hit. The map mode is fine. So I might try new Kellen in the deck. That looks sweet though. I like it. Let's see. We will discard a Raminamp Ruins. Draw a monkey. Well, okay. Bolt your goblin. Play a land. Is opponent playing Blood Moon? They might be playing Blood Moon. Get in, hit ya. Make a treasure. Yeah, this might not be a good Blood Moon matchup. And opponent scoops it up. What do you think of the state of Pioneer? We're going to play some more Pioneer Explorer soon. So, Pioneer, my biggest gripe with Pioneer is just like, I've played against the, what's my phone beeping? I've played against the top deck so much that it's just kind of like, I don't like playing against them because I've done it so much. Unlike a lot of other formats, I feel like the biggest issue with Pioneer is it hasn't changed enough. So I think Pioneer is healthy, and I will say last time we played Explorer, I actually came away from it feeling much better about the format because we didn't just play Mono Green and Rakdos every round. It was actually pretty diverse. So I think Pioneer, overall I like Pioneer. I think I'm going to start playing more Pioneer. Pioneer's moving up my current list of formats that I want to play. Historic's been the format I've enjoyed most in the last, since Wilds of Eldraine, let's say. Historic's been number one. Standard, I think, is also, like, actually in a pretty good spot. I've been waiting for the new set to drop, and we'll play a bunch of Standard. But I think Standard's in a reasonable spot. Modern is at, for me, its lowest point, and then Pioneer, I guess, would be in the middle. Like, I think Pioneer's in a fine state. It's not like... There's no big problem with Pioneer. It's just a little boring sometimes. It really depends on like what you run into. The days when you like fire up Pioneer Explorer and it goes Rakdos, Rakdos, Mono Green, Rakdos, you're just like, oh, why did I do this? But then other times you play 5 different decks in 5 matches and it's like a super fun format. I think Pioneer is the future though. I think Pioneer is a big part of the future. Like, I think Pioneer will at some point be awesome. Ooh, I do like Legacy. Every time I play Legacy, I have a ton of fun in Legacy. I just don't play it that often. The reserve list makes it so rough. Just the deck prices. It's so inaccessible that it's hard to like do too often just because like people can't build the decks, the cards, they can't even get access to them. I saw someone posting a thing about a legacy event at their local game stores that were just allowing proxies. That's something that I wish we would do more. Like, so the problem with playing proxies in real events is you can't play proxies in sanctioned events. That's a Wizards rule. But what does being sanctioned even matter now? Like, oh no, not mono red. the natural foil to Blood Moon decks, mono red. But what's the point being sanctioned today anyway? What does it even matter? Like, OP has been so diminished. It's not like you need to have a sanctioned event. So I would like to see more places experiment with just run events unsanctioned and let people use proxies for Legacy. Because I think that's, like, Legacy is an amazing format that I think a lot of people would really enjoy. Actually, you know what? Let's just wait a turn. It's a really amazing format that I think a lot of people would really enjoy if they could get the cards for it. Pioneer Day feels like Modern from 10 years ago. Each set adds something new to the format, new possibilities. Modern feels like Legacy now based on the huge format defining pillars. I wonder if creating a new extended format every 6 or 8 years is just part of the game's natural life cycle. Probably. I mean, I think Modern is in such a broken state. Modern Horizons 2. I don't know what they do. They got to do something. What do you think about the errata evoke elementals conversation? Is there any argument to that, or is that just a hard no because it's bad for paper? Like, is there any argument? So okay, so if you say that the biggest problem with Modern right now are the free evoke elementals for Modern Horizons 2, which I think there's like several things in Modern that probably need to get fixed, but I think the biggest one is the scam, like Rakdos scam being like just such a ridiculously huge percentage of the meta. You can ban them, which I think is the best solution. Blizzard Blades? Banning them is the best solution. What about like doing the companion thing and actually just changing how those cards work? Is that a bad idea? It seems like that would be a possibility, right? You could take an... Wow, that's a lot of fables. You could take an, and make it so they only trigger, like, if they were cast, so they don't work with the blinking and scamming stuff. The people want old modern also find Pioneer uninteresting or stale, so what should happen with these formats? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I can't put my finger on. I can't put my finger on like the specific issue. I don't know if it is just one issue. I don't know. It's definitely way more complicated than I would like it to be. Because on one hand, you're right that like in a lot of ways, or at least in some ways, Pioneer kind of mirrors what people consider to be like the best era of Modern, as far as like the size of the card pool, to some extent the diversity of the decks. But Pioneer is also like not, it's not beloved like Modern was. Modern was like a super beloved format. It still is, really, even if it's not at its best right now. It's a very beloved format. Pioneer's never had that like that same like feeling for people, I don't think. And like overall, like some people obviously, but overall, like Pioneer's never gotten to that place, and I don't know why. I don't know what the difference is. Is it just the power creep? Is it just the game as a whole? Like the power creep of the game as a whole is making it different? Maybe that's it. I guess like it is true. I mean, you got to remember the peak of Modern was the era when if a deck could consistently win before turn 4, they would ban it. That was the philosophy of Modern at the time. So that was kind of the speed they were going for. If you could win on turn 3, they were going to ban you. And then even Pioneer, you have a lot of like, you have decks that can win pretty quickly. So maybe it is just the overall like change in power level of the game. I mean, the more cards in a format, the more broken the format gets. That is for sure. There's more synergies. There's more competition for each slot in your deck. Yeah, I don't know. We'll definitely play more Pioneer though, because I do feel like Pioneer, like it should be awesome, right? I think that point is like very true. That Pioneer in a lot of ways looks like people's favorite era of Modern. So we'll definitely do some more pioneering. Right now, I'm like, I don't know, not super interested in Modern with Scam being like such a big part of the meta. I feel like Modern, I'm sure we'll still play it just because overall I just love the format. But I expect we'll play less Modern than usual right now, just with the current meta just not being that enjoyable for me. Although like we got Lost Caverns of Ixalan coming out, so there's so many new things to explore. So we're gonna have lots of fun stuff to check out. Pioneer isn't as beloved because it's too new. Just give it 5 or 8 years and I think Pioneer will be as beloved as Modern. That might be. I guess Pioneer hasn't been around that long, and then for a big part of Pioneer's life, people couldn't really play it in paper because of the pandemic. So even if you wanted to play Pioneer, there just wasn't the option. So maybe that's part of it. Only saw a Scam once across 6 rounds at my regionals. Nice. How'd you do, Random Mai? Well, get him with the dorks. Make a treasure. This is like the boringest win, but it's working. Seth, if you could bring a playset of any one no Panharmonicon card back in time with you, and it would magically become legal to play, but only for you, since you're the only one with copies, what would it be and what would you play it in? Wait, so back in time to like... Okay, so I can take one card that's not a Panharmonicon effect, back in time, only I can play it. I mean, Blood Moon's the other easy answer, but I'm gonna put Blood Moon in the Panharmonicon category of being too easy. So no Blood Moon or Panharmonicon. What card would I bring back in time? What card would I just love That's actually a really good question. I will say, Cat Camp Fan, you have some very good questions. Every few streams you hit me with some question. I'm just like, wow, that's actually like no one's ever asked that before. That's a really good question. What one card? I'm trying to think of a card that's not Blood Moon, like Mana Tithe, Satyr Wayfinder. Is it just Satyr Wayfinder? I'm also trying to think, is there a card that would be cool to bring back to a certain era? Like, do you take, like, Fairy Mastermind back to, like, Lorwyn standards, so you can play it with Lorwyn fairies or something? There's gotta be something like that. Or, like, one of the Ikoria ultimatums, bring it back to Shards of Alara and just, like, show people what a real ultimatum's about. I know Satyr is, like, we kind of have a love-hate thing, but, it's so sweet when it works. So much value. Creatures back in the day weren't really good, so I'd probably bring back a really good creature. Yeah, could you imagine if you brought like Ragavan back to the 90s? It would really just blow people's minds. Like people would not back in the era when like when people actually played unironically Savannah Lions, like when that was actually like a good card you could play. Could you imagine what people wouldn't know what to make of it? People would not know what to make of a card like Ragavan. And I mean, rightly so, I guess. But that would be a good one. Oh, this is over. All right, we're gonna switch to Blood Moon deck number 2 after this one, I think. So I feel like this, I would say Mono Red Blood Moon. Upside. So one of the costs of Blood Moon on Arena right now, no fetch lands. No fetch lands makes 2-color Blood Moon mana bases much riskier. In Modern Legacy, it's very easy to just fetch out the lands that are not mountains from your deck and then Blood Moon at no cost. A little bit harder to do without real fetch lands. So the biggest upside I would say of this deck is Mono Red offers a ridiculous amount of consistency with the mana compared to other Blood Moon decks, but I think you get more power going into 2 colors because we're playing some pretty janky cards. Like we're playing Goldhound. Goldhound is not, when you think of, oh, I get to play Historic with no bans, Goldhound is probably not the first card that comes to mind in that scenario. So I think the power level of other nice Johnny emote. Yeah, I guess that was relatively fun. But I think the power level goes up with other decks. Oh, chat, we didn't talk about this. Did you see the great card update coming with Khans of Tarkir on Arena? So here, this was a big announcement a couple days ago. We haven't had a stream since then. Any new cards for Commander from upcoming sets? There's some really cool Commander cards from Lost Caverns of Ixalan. So here's the update. So blah 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 blah. Continuing updates. So update number 1. Rakshasas are no longer cats. So I assume this just means they're demons instead of cat demons. I think overall this is a change that has very minimal impact. Honestly, I don't know when the last time I saw anyone play any of these cards. I don't think anyone, like, it's in weird colors for cats, so, like, no one's cat stacks typically are playing these cards. None of them are especially good cards. So I think that this change, honestly, like, minimal impact, right? Like, I think this is a very minimal impact overall. And then we just got some terminology changes. Umbra armor instead of totem armor, kindred instead of tribal, and then snake instead of naga. This one actually does have a bit of an impact because there are quite a few nagas. I think there's like 30 or 40 nagas. So these will become snakes, which is relevant if you're playing a snake deck. So like Championowitz is actually a good card. They must have just decided this because they just printed Ormerithus. Like in the Commander Masters precon is one of the big legends from that set, and it was a naga instead of a snake. So I assume they must have just decided this, but this actually is kind of like kind of relevant for snake decks, right? There's actually some really good cards that before wouldn't work in a snake deck, but like Champion of Wits is really good, Vizier's pretty good, Sidisi's both turn into snakes instead of Nagas. Emoti is another one that was a Naga. I like how Rakshashas can't be cats, but Nagas are now snakes. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure exactly all of the reasoning. It's kind of just over my head. I don't know I didn't know that Rakshasha was not just a made up magic word, honestly. So same with Naga. I didn't know that was not just like a made up fantasy term. So I'm the wrong person to delve into the reason why is on all this stuff, because it's just not something I know about. Yeah, Kindred definitely sounds better than Typal. Typal just sounds very, very awkward. Rakshashas are shape-shifting demons that can take cat form. Interesting. Nagas, are Nagas from mythology? Where are Rakshashas from? The game would have been almost unplayable without the great creature type updates. I mean, and this isn't something that's never happened before. Like, remember when dogs became a supported type? A bunch of things became dogs. When they did original Ixalan, a bunch of things became dinosaurs. So I think as far as like Nagas becoming snakes, it's not like this is some unprecedented thing. Like we've seen this before, and I think like gameplay wise, the Rakshasha thing just doesn't matter because Rakshashas don't matter. And I think snakes being Nagas, there's not enough support to build a Naga deck. So either like there's two pathways. One is you double down on Nagas and like start printing Naga legends and like support to actually build Nagas. Either that or just make them snakes and then you play them in a snake deck. So I think the snake to Naga change is definitely like a positive for gameplay. And then the Rakshasha losing cats, like I think that just really, really does not matter in any meaningful way for any format. Minsk. Do we need some Minsk? Minsk. Ooh, yeah, it probably does, doesn't it? All right. We'll Minsk them. And then, this is also not interesting. Minsk is also not nerfed on here. Okay, so this is Gruul Panza. So this is again a Blood Moon deck. A little bit different though. So what is the idea of this Blood Moon deck? Well, first, the way we play Blood Moon on turn 2 is Mana Dork. So we have Delighted Halfling, Elvish Mystic, and still the Dirty Monkey Ragavad. Any one of those on turn 1 can get us to Blood Moon on turn 2. The neat thing about going into Gruul Panza is we get access to actual land destruction. Stone Rain, Goblin, Rune Blaster. And what this lets us do is you run into these matchups where your opponents have basic lands. Unfortunately, for our opponents, now we can snipe their basic lands with Stone Rain. We can snipe other non-basics with Rune Blaster. So we actually have a good backup plan to fight through our opponent's basics that are remaining. And then we also get like Blood Braid to cascade into Blood Moon. We got Minsk and Boo because it's kind of a busted card. Initially, I had Utopia Sprawl in this deck. The problem is, and this is where you see kind of the issue of this format. And the issue is, the mana is not very good without fetch lands. So I tried to play Utopia Sprawl over the Mana Dorks, and there's just hands where you don't draw a forest and they get stuck in hand. So I ended up switching back away from it. Why is land destruction named after an Italian island? The name Panza, it actually, okay, so the Panzerata, yes. So this is in Wisconsin, I believe. So there was a restaurant, Jimmy's, I want to say it's called Jimmy's Grotto. A restaurant called Jimmy's Grotto in Wisconsin that serves a dish called the Panzerata, which is like it looks so delicious, but probably deadly. It's like a calzone that's deep fried, I believe, like a deep fried calzone. But the person who made the original Panza land destruction deck really loved that restaurant and loved the Panza, so I named their deck after it, and it is stuck now, almost 30 years later, as a nickname for any land destruction deck. If I ever go to Wasuka, Wisconsin, I'm gonna have a Ponza. It does sound good. Did anyone go to CubeCon? Next year I really got to try to. Yeah, old Magic deck names. They don't always make a lot of sense, but they're super fun. Next year I really want to try to go to CubeCon. It seems like CubeCon was really good. Here's the Intruder Realm deck I was telling you about earlier. Let me know what you think. Oh, let me see, Badger. Basic Island. Opponent. The other thing I dislike about this no ban event is it ends so soon that it's hard to make YouTube content for. Because by the time the video goes up, the event's gonna end. Intruder Alarm. I mean, Intruder Alarm, it can definitely go infinite. So if you get Intruder Alarm and a way to make your creatures tap for mana, like Inga and Azeka, then you tap all your creatures, you play the Mana War, it bounces itself, adapts all your creatures, essentially make infinite mana, and then cast some massive Eldrazi to win the game. That looks, that looks super fun. Wow, are we actually getting in this attack? Well, here comes the monkey. Opponent gonna crack the Fable. Opponent. I don't like that they're fetching out all these basics. Ooh. Oh, what do we do? That's a lot of basics. So we could wait, this just stays in exile, right? So if we don't play this, you know what? We came here to do one thing. We came here to cast Blood Moon on turn 2. We're gonna cast Blood. I know our opponent has 2 basics, but we're gonna shut down Future Knot. They can't be playing all basics, right? There's no way. They actually wanted red mana, and that's an Oka. Oh. Are you gonna Elka Ragavan? Okay, that's kind of an upgrade. Well, Bolt your Oko. Elvish Mystic. Haha. The Monkey Elk takes down the Oko. Oh, I mean, maybe we're okay. Yeah, Oko's a thing. I'm surprised we don't see more of these value pile style decks. Like, you can play Oko, Uro, Real Teferi. Like, you can just jam together all the busted cards. Opponent has another mountain. Oh, they're trying to play like 5-color Omnath. I see. And a mountain. Opponent, so many mountains. How unlucky. Oh, Rune Blaster, but we can't kick it. If we had tapped differently, we could have actually done it. An opponent. Okos. Uros. Not good enough to beat the Blood Moons. Oh, so good. Excuse me. So how was everyone's weekend? Anyone do anything sweet? Yeah, no Wilderness Rex. Nexus is legal. Every card that exists on Arena is legal in its original form, not rebalanced form, except Tibalt's Trickery, Demonic Tutor, and Channel. Well, this hand is not Blood Moon, but it is turn 2 Stone Rain into Minsk and Boo, which is kind of ridiculous in its own right. Oquinaro still way too zoomer. Leyline of Abundance Plains. Oh. Is our opponent... Okay, it's a Llanowar tribe. Sure. Okay, so there's some memeing going on here. Opponent. Lodestone Golem. Well, this is probably going to work for our opponent. The One Ring. Sure. And draws a card. And goes attacking. Yep, yep, sure. Oh, silly zombie hunt combos. Boom, out of here, land. Seth, look at this brawl deck. He uses Imprison on the Moon and Kenris Transformation to cheese Commander Sector decks out of the game. Ooh, let me see. Opponent finds another land. Yeah, this is one of those meme decks, and this is just a full on. So the thing with decks like this, how do you feel about decks like this? Because I saw the video, and it seemed like people liked the video. And my first thought when I saw the video was, I don't think I could build or play this deck. I don't think they would let me, because it's just like straight up it's straight up an alchemy deck. It's like it's not like one of those like, oh, it's got an alchemy card in it. It's like this is built around an alchemy card. Maybe the world has changed. Maybe you can play decks built around alchemy cards now. I mean, in a very real sense, it's essentially zombie hunt, because you have to mulligan into one specific card. You have to mulligan into exactly Fragment Reality. And then you hope for the best. It is a funny concept. Ooh, grabbing some cards for your Shuri EDH. Yeah, Shuri's a cool commander for sure. 2 with ley lines. Yeah, I guess technically it's 2, although you can play like a million ley lines, right? So since you can play so many ley lines, I feel like your odds of having a ley line are probably pretty good. In this event, there are a bunch of prominent alchemy cards. What are we discarding? I mean, we're gonna get this Blood Moon down. That's step 1. Actually, kind of want to just draw. Kind of just want to draw a removal spell, like a lightning bolt. Okay, there's a. Oh yes. Lightning bolt that. Oh, this one's over. This one's over. This one is about to be over. Go to combat. Hit you with the goblin. Well, we'll see. They could be slow rolling a counter. They could be. It's possible. Opponent, are you slow rolling a counter, or are you done? Opponent. Oh, reprieve. All right, opponent's alive. They're staying alive. They're staying alive just barely. We'll play another Delighted Halfling. Pass the turn. Opponent. They know it's coming back. Delighted Halfling. Okay. Flip the Saga. They do have double blue this time. They do have double blue. So they could have an actual counter spell. 1, 2, 3. Blood Moon you? Oh! All right, come on. Come on. Hit this Blood Moon. Hit this Blood Moon. Oh, Elvish Mystic. No! Opponent. Had a couple of matches where Luca spam to Tox roll. Huh? What is happening? Wow, this is unfortunate. Well, now I think we're probably very unfavored here. Counter a counter into Wrath of God. And this is looking very bad for us and very good for our opponent. Memories. Our opponent's Bant control must be. Want to say I really enjoyed your MTG Iceberg video yesterday. I love deep esoteric nonsense like that. A lot of it already knew, but much of it I didn't. Just wanted to chime in with support your occasional non-gameplay content. Well, thank you, CatCam fan. I definitely appreciate it. Yeah, I think we're about done with this one. Wow, that was brutal. Oh, The problem with playing mana dorks is then you just draw a million mana dorks. Yeah. Good enough, opponent. Good enough. Wait, what deck list did you post, Tuka buddy? Hey, what's up, Day Late Valentine? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see ya. Did any of you pick up? What do you think of the commander decks? I feel like these Ixalan commander decks are some of the, like, from a value perspective at least, just like the best that they've done in a long time. Like, I'm very surprised to see Black Market Connections, to see Exquisite Blood. There's not really precedent for that. All right, we're gonna get revenge. I'm sorry, Michelle, but our last opponent countered our Blood Moon, and we're gonna take it out on you. I know you don't deserve it, opponent, but just spare a Sentinel. Okay, well, play a Mountain. Stone Rain, your land. Oh no, our opponent's Elves. Elves is probably the worst matchup. They don't really care about Blood Moon at all. Opponent gets in for one, hits us. Well, we will play a land. Bolt your Despair Sentinel. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Pass the turn. Have you picked up any of the commander precons? They all just seem like almost snap buys. Just for the cards you get out of them. If they're only like $35, it's hard for me to see how any of them are not worth that just for like adding the cards to your commander collection. All right, let's discard the Stone Rain. Do we just Minsk and Boo? Yeah, let's Minsk and Boo. All right, play the Minsk and Boo. Make a hamster. Put some counters on the hamster. Smack you a little bit. Opponent takes it down to 14 past the turn. Opponent. Ooh, Archdruid. Okay, Archdruid's scary. That is a scary card. I mean, we can. Ooh, all right. We can fling the hamster to get rid of it. We can also Blood Braid into even more Stone Rains. Wow, Minsk and Boo's wild. Sack a hamster. Wait, does this mean we're drawing 4 cards? My goodness! Wait, why don't we ever play Minsk and Boo anywhere? That card seems kind of busted. I totally missed that you draw 4 cards. That's ridiculous. Wait, you make a 4/4, then the next turn you fling it and get 4 damage and draw 4? This. For some reason, I totally missed that you draw 4 cards off this. This card's kind of insane. Oh, no wonder it's seen playing Legacy. Okay, I thought it was just like, oh, you make a hamster, you fling a hamster. But no. You also just draw a new hand. That's way better than I realized. Okay, we should probably be playing even more Minsk and Boos. Yeah, I mean, I guess you got to build around it a little. Do you even really need to build around it, though? We're not like that build around it. And now we get to do it again the next turn? It just keeps happening? Yeah, opponents, they're done. They're done. Yeah, that was actually a lot of fun. Hey, what's up, Mindstrap Throw? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see ya. Welcome. Which commander precon is best? It's actually a good question. Which one would I buy? If you can only buy one of them. I don't know what the answer is. Where are the deck lists? Let's see. Excellent commander deck list. Which one would you buy, chat? Give me your vote. You only get to buy one of these. Would you buy Pirates? Affinity to Squirtle for the 26th month. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank ya. So Pirates, Vampires, Merfolks, or Dinosaurs. I would probably just Timmy it up and buy Dinos. Dinos seem fun. Like, I really like the new dinosaurs from this set. This has, Weata might be my favorite commander from this set. Weata is such a neat card. 3 mana, 1/5 haste. 3 mana to fight, make 2 creatures fight, except 1 mana if your own creatures are fighting. And if a creature you control is being dealt damage, causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. So essentially, this works with a lot of the old dinosaurs, like the enraged ability. When they're dealt damage, it triggers. So there's some cool shenanigans with that. I think dinos, I would probably take dinos. I think dinos might be the worst from a value perspective. I guess you get a Chroma's Will and Chandra's Ignition. Those are both like over $10, but you don't have the like super high end Branching Evolution in Merfolk, Exquisite Blood in Vampire. So you don't get the super high end card, but yeah, all the decks actually, they seem pretty good. The mana bases, like, this is one of those tough ones. So the mana bases, they're still pretty tame. At least they're mostly 2-color decks. I guess the dinosaurs are the exception. That's a 3-color deck. The mana base is definitely not high end. I find it kind of hard to complain about because the other reprints are just so good. The other reprints are so good that it makes up for the lands being like decent. What year had the best mana bases? Honestly, they never have good mana bases. I think the current year's mana bases are the best mana bases. Because it used to be even worse somehow. How much do the decks cost in dollars? Turn to Blood Moon. Last I looked, they were around $35 a piece. It varied a little bit depending on the deck, but they were all in the somewhere right around $35. Doctor Who, yeah, I don't really count the Universes Beyond ones, because WotC, they pull out all the stops. The Universes Beyond ones, yeah, we did it. I don't understand. I don't understand why Charm Stray is a thing in this format. I really, really, truly do not get it. This is the second time I've never, ever played against Charm Stray, because it's not a card anyone plays. And now there's this no ban event. And there's apparently multiple people who are using it to build Charm Stray decks. I don't understand. Why? Charm Stray's like, it's gonna end up a Stormcrow style creature. Just one of those meme creatures that people talk about even though it's just so unplayable. That was a good block. Charm Stray does shut down Ragavon. It does. Opponent, Plains. Oh, come on, play some non-basics, opponent. We're gonna lose to this deck, I think. We're gonna lose to Charm Stray Soul Sisters, because they don't care about Blood Moon, and they got another Blood Moon. They don't care about Blood Moon, and they got blockers for our Ragavons. We literally can't beat this deck. We've been outplayed. We've been outmeted by Charm Stray. It is the anti-Blood Moon deck. Feel sorry for my opponent. They are Convoke and Auto Tapper just screwed them by casting Venerate Loxodon with mana instead of convoking creatures. Yeah, Arena can get a little weird with the Convoke stuff. Never trust the Auto Tapper. That's the first rule of Arena. What's the deck size? No, reasonable. I think it's 60. 49 cards left in the deck. Only 2 Minsks at the moment. Although after how absurd it was last game, there we go. After how absurd it was last game, I kind of feel like we should just play more. Our opponent has access to literally every card in existence on Arena, and they're not playing any non-basics. None! No non-basics! Opponent, why don't you want to be Blood Mooned? You know what? We'll be the... who's the Soul Sister deck now, opponent? Wait, is this actually... Is this just a starter deck? Those are 2 cards with that arena symbol. Did someone accidentally just like download Arena for the first time and stumble into the no ban list historic queue? This is our opponent's first game of Magic ever. and we're trying to Blood Moon him. Hey Seth, you didn't actually check out this gummy deck I made. Oh, let me see. Let me see, chicken guy. So wait, what was the idea of the being mean deck? So historic Brawl Kenrith. So we got a lot of ramp. We got a lot of enchantments. Ooh, is this a curse deck? Are we playing some 5-color curses? I mean, this does look very annoying to play against. I see what you're saying about the commanders. You can Kenra's transformation, Kizmina's transmutation. So you're just gonna keep turning them into useless. Wow, opponent's done. Our opponent has given up already. We couldn't even Blood Moon them because they don't care. But apparently it does not matter. Hit you at a 14. Oh. Charm Stray. Gain a life. We're doing it. I guess we are also now dirty Charm Stray players. Maybe we've been doing it wrong. Instead of Ragavan, should we be playing Charm Stray? 1 mana, 1/1 lifelink. When it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control named Charm Stray. So if you play one, you play a second one, they become 2/2s. And then 3/3s. That actually might just be better than Ragavan. I think we broke it. Up, come on. We didn't even Blood Moon them. They shouldn't be giving up on Magic yet. We've been nice. We haven't cascaded. We haven't Blood Mooned. We even discarded the Blood Moons. We discarded the Blood Moons. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's not that bad. I don't think it's actually like... It's not actually that good, but it's not that bad. It's like kind of reasonable. Opponent, why won't you just die? Cascade into a stomp. Stomp your face. Is this lethal? Gain a life. Reflection. Copy the Blood Braid. Gain a life. Go attacking. Make some treasures. And... Oh, got him. Nalakilla for the 53rd month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. Yeah, Charm Stray against the odds. Wait, so what do we land on? What do we land on for being the best non-Millennium Calendar against the odds cards from the set? Caves. Millennium Calendar, that's a good one. There's some cards that I think you could do in like certain formats. Like there's ways with Cloudstone Curio. You can go infinite with Galta, for example. Like that's a thing that we could do at some point. But it's not going to be like in standard. So I don't think it's going to be one of the first ones. Oh, maybe the Skeleton Enchant. Oh, yeah, what is that card? The one that flips into the captain. Oh, that card, yeah. That is a very good one. I forgot about that card. Actually, one of the more disappointing cards. Throne of the Grim Captain. 2 mana. Sure, we'll keep that. So 2 mana, taps to mill 2. Needs to craft with a dinosaur, a merfolk, a pirate, and a vampire. And then you get the Grim Captain. 7/7 menace, trample, lifelink, hexproof. When it attacks, you get to kind of reanimate one of the creatures, and your opponent sacks something. That's a really good one. I forgot about that. Throne of the Grim Captain. Yeah, that's gonna be one of the better against the odds. Yeah, the back is actually really crazy. It's a lot of setup, needing one of each of those creature types is actually if you think about it, what the deck would look like. So if you need a dinosaur, merfolk, a pirate, and a vampire, let's say you play a playset of each of those. That's 16 cards. Throne of the Grim Captain, that's 20 cards. That's already more than half your deck. If you play 2 playsets of each of those types, 8, 16, 24, 32, Throne of the Grim Captain, that's a deck. That is already 36 cards. That's an entire deck. So that's going to be the challenge in a non-changeling. We don't have changelings in standard though, do we? That's going to be the challenge in standard without changelings, is how do we actually... Yeah, let's bolt it. Let's bolt it, get it with a monkey. Can we actually get the... Oh, come on now. Oh, come on now. You're playing Uro. You're playing Once Upon a Time. And you're scooping to a Ragavan opponent. Oh, Bolt of Burden, it's done. Done. I mean, I get it. Like, if you're playing some really bad underpowered deck, Ragavan's going to roll you, but our opponent's playing all the ban cards too. Are there any duplicates like Merfolk Pirates? That's probably what we got to look for. I'm like 99% sure. I don't believe there's any... Oh, wait. No, this is a mechanic, isn't it? I don't believe there's any changelings in standard. That would help. If there's some double creature types. Yeah, none in standard. So we need like Merfolk, Pirate. I don't think creature types work that way. So I think... Yeah, I don't think there'll be any Merfolk Pirates or like Pirate Dinos. What is the actual... Because there's like types and then subtypes. Yeah, we can Stone Rain them. There's like types and subtypes. So I think like Pirate is a creature type. And then the next words would be a subtype. So I think all of those are creature types. So I don't think both of those could be on the same card. All that is very convoluted way to say it. Whoa. Tiefling Outcast. 1 mana, 1/1. Other demons, devils, tieflings, and imps you control get +1/+0. When a creature or double team attacks, if it's not a token, conjure a duplicate in your hand. My god, that's a lot of text. I want to just play... You know what? Delighted Halfling has 2 toughness. We're good. Save us to... Wait, that's double strike? Oh, double team. Okay. About it. So, is it possible there could be both of those types? Hell yeah. I'll play this on red. Play an Elvish Mystic. Pass the turn. Interesting. Well, maybe it is possible then. Yeah, that would be the easiest way, is if you can find something that's multiple types. Opponent. Why are they playing Tieflings with Thalia? This is pumping Demon Devils, Imps, and Tieflings. Is this a card people just play for value because you double team it and it turns into a 2/1? Interesting. Interesting. Oh, Enigma Jewel. Yeah, Enigma Jewel we definitely got to play. I don't really know. I do not know what to do with that card. I wish I did. They're going to snipe our Elvish Mystic. Sure. Opponent. Attacks. Double teams. Wait, isn't this bad for our opponent? We get to block. Kill it. Plays another one. Well, let's get rid of this Thalia. Ragavan. Well, Elvish Mystic. Ragavan. Go. It's amazing how much the 1 extra toughness on Delighted Halfling matters. A Tiefling, I mean, it's no Charm Stray. Oh, they're a Winota deck. And Winota is... Oh, we're dead. Jugger, what? Okay. Sure. So we get a Juggernaut. Oh, Winota's got to be ridiculously busted in this format. I forgot that Winota was even a thing. Oh, this is just like full on alchemy Winota. I see. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Abulio? I would say Abulio. Tieflings. Like leaf. Leaf. Really? But why is it spelled like tie? Like Tie. Like the game ended in a tie. Winota is such a mistake card. There is no way we want Winota unbanned. Zero ways. No. All right. I feel like this deck's actually done worse than the last one. We're gonna switch to the Blue Moon deck in a couple more matches. Abulio is grandfather in Spanish. Ooh. Wait, is Abulio wrong? How close is Abulio to the correct pronunciation? Schwamp and our land destruction. Well, we have 2 land destruction spells. We need another red source though for kicking. Ubalo? Really? How do I read this word then? Cookie. I know that one. Cookie. That's an easy one. Give me a hard one, chat. Give me a hard one. Cookie. Abuelo. See, Abulio is what I said, and that's getting downvoted. Hey, what's up, Bart Kotz? Abuelo. Okay, that actually kind of sounds what I would think of as Spanish in my not knowing Spanish brain. That actually is probably correct. that sounds more correct. Abulio though, that doesn't sound that bad. I might name my kid Abulio. Little Abulio. Why is Pier spelled like pie? Well, I guess we're bold. Is our opponent a discard deck? They must be a discard deck. All right, we're gonna add more Minsc and Boost to this deck. I feel like this deck should just be playing all the Minsc and Boost because that card's really good. Opponent, Legend rules themselves, Mount Doom, and Orcish Bowmasters down to 10. Snipes the Mystic. Stone Rain. Well, okay. We're going to punish you for Legend ruling yourself. Get rid of that. Opponent down to 1 mana. Play the Forest. Can we draw a Minsc and Boo? Can we find a Bloodbraid Elf? Can we find something? Something relevant. Opponent plays a tap, play it passes. Lightning Bolt. Okay. Opponent combat hits us down to 16. And all right, we're gonna kill the Bowmaster. Get rid of the Bowmaster. About it. Why are you adding an I to Abulio? Wait, isn't there an I in there? There's gotta be. Would I actually add a letter? Oh, and Crucius. Come on, deck. Oh, that's useless, and now they have a Crucius going. Oh, this is so bad. Boda hits us. Yeah, it gets to do Crucius things if they want to. Discards. A Thoughtseize. Oh, Crucius so busted. Gets a new card. Well, we find a Fable that's better than nothing. Very slightly. All right, this deck needs four Minsc and Boos. It needs 4. Minsc and Boo is just so busted. Minsc and Boo might be the reason to play this deck, actually. Now that I know what that card actually does. Opponent, gonna keep doing Crucius things. Gets a new card. We draw a Forest. Thankfully, we can loot it away. These mana dorks. Seriously, these mana dorks. These mana dorks. They drew another Bowmaster, apparently. Wow, they didn't. They just chump blocked? Huh? Okay, where's our Minskin Boo? Where's our Minskin Boo? Ragavan, the Dirty Monkey. Opponent attacks. If they steal our Minskin Boo, I swear. Okay, just a land. Just a land that we didn't want. Opponent plays a land. We got rid of the Crucius. The Ragavan goes back to hand. Oh, it's even more okay, we keep drawing lands. That's not good. We're just gonna pass. We're gonna pass. We're gonna play defense. Opponent. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. Ragavan. No dashing. Ooh, we draw Ragavan. We will dash it. Go to combat. Here comes our Dirty Monkey. Opponent. Oh, trades him off. Sure. See, these games are actually pretty interesting with the high-powered cards. I feel like with the no bans, the high-powered cards in this format kind of like all end up canceling each other out. Oh god. I take that back. That's a Croxan. We're gonna die. Okay, on second thought, Crox is busted. We're dead. We need more Minskin Boos. That's the TLDR. We need more Minskin Boos. That's the answer. Hey, what's up, Stone Rain? How are you? Good to see you. Well, we dropped to 3. I don't even know if Minskin Boo saves us here. Blood Moon definitely doesn't save us here. Is there anything that saves us? Definitely not a forest. I mean, we did kind of flood out. All right, more Minskin Boos. More Minskin Boos. They're coming. It depends. It's a very young format. Could become stale as it develops. I mean, that's also true. Wait, let me, so, Abulio, or Abuelo, Abuleo. I wasn't adding an I, it's a E. It's an E, Abuleo. Abuleo. I mean, I know the pronunciation's not correct, but in my brain, Abuleo, Abulio, doesn't seem like that I know it's the incorrect pronunciation, but it seems kind of logical, right? For someone that doesn't speak Spanish. Abulio. I don't know. That's kind of seems like what those letters would add up to. I can see how I got there, even if it's the incorrect end result, but I could see how I got there. I think you're actually dyslexic. That would also be a possibility, I guess. Boo. Boo. E. O. It ends with low. Abuli low. Oh, I see. I maybe didn't enunciate the L enough. Abuli low, which is actually not any more correct. All right, Minskin Boos for days. Apparently, that's the solution to all life's problems. Yeah, let's add more Minskin Boos. We still gotta play the blue moon deck at some point too. The blue moon deck might be the best, I think. Abulio, low. See, nailed it. Low. I'm adding another online. This is where people get the Midwestern Dad references. See that? Are you a bullying me? Oh, chat. What do you swear to do? I don't even. Oh, we got our Minskin Boo this time. I don't actually remember what that was in regards to. I swear. I don't know. I never actually finished that sentence. No one knows. No one knows. Thoughts on the new Lord? Whoa! Someone else playing the Tiefling deck. Where's your Abulio? I'm sorry, Chad. I couldn't resist. Are we gonna do this? We're gonna do this. Boom. Good luck casting Winota now, mono red. Oh, oh, hit us with that mountain. Yeah, so you can get in with your tie fling. About it. Gets it. I mean, I've never been like diagnosed with being dyslexic or anything, but it's not impossible. Like maybe I am dyslexic and never realized it. So that could actually be possible. Opponent goes attacking. We will take it. Lightning bolt. Well, discard the stone rain. Discard the lightning bolt. Go to combat. Hit you with the goblin. Manskin boo. Make a hamster. Yes, please. Go for the eyes. All right, pass the turn. About it. Hey, Seth, may I interest you in some Luca deck? Some Luca deck. Been having lots of fun in Explore. What's your Luca deck looking like, Tuka? About it. Oh, opponent did not want to play with only mountains. I'm down the arena, haven't played in a few years, so I'm sure I've got some work to do. Well, this is the perfect time, Bart, because they have this all access event, so you can actually use all the cards. So it's the perfect time to re-download. About it. Do you think Itlimoc has a place in future standard Merfolk? I'm thinking it could work in combination with Deep Rot Pilgrimage. Like Growing Rights of Itlimoc? Maybe. So Deep Root Pilgrimage is a good way to... Oh no, opponent's on the play. That's awkward. Let's Delighted Halfling. Oh, live, Delighted Halfling. We don't want our opponent to start the Ragavan Snowball first. Opponent Swamp. Halfling at least survives Bowmasters. We will block. Kill the monkey. Thought seizes. So, Growing Rights of Itlimoc, I feel like I saw a little bit of play last time. So, the problem with Growing Rights of Itlimoc, it was reprinted. So, the problem with Growing Rights of Itlimoc is it's pretty soft to sweepers. The ETB, like, so you're essentially paying a tax of like 1.5 mana, maybe 1 mana, compared to other similar effects that are good for digging for creatures. So you're playing a little bit of a tax for the front side to get the upside potential of the back side. Do we block this? The problem is, so here's the downside of our Minskin Boo plan, which is if we don't draw lands and all of our mana dork die, our hand just does nothing. Oh, I don't know what we do here. So the problem is, if we do block, we guarantee we do nothing next turn. Best case, we draw a land. If we don't block, and our opponent just bolts or fatal pushes or something. All right, we gotta risk it. We gotta risk it. Opponent steals a Fable. Land. Oh wow, that is maybe the best case scenario. Get in with Ragavan. Steal nothing. Play the land. Bloodbraid Elf. Spin it to win it. Oh my god, into Blood Moon. Okay. How about some mountains, opponent? How about some mountains? How's that Loris looking? How's that Loris looking over there? Gonna put that in your hand, opponent? Gonna put that in your hand? Gonna cast it? Yeah? We're gonna block. About it. Oh, the Minskimboos are waiting. They're waiting in the wings. If this Ragavan gets in, we get to get down the Minskimboo under the Blood Moon. Oh, we got 2 of them. We got 2 of them. Opponent spends their last non-red source of mana and scoops it up. Yes. Oh, that was so good. Our record overall. So our first build of Blood Moon, we went 7-2. This build, I don't know what our record is with this one. We're gonna do like 1 or 2 more matches, and then we'll switch to the Blue Moon. I feel like Blue Moon might be the best. What do you think of Fetchless finally coming to Arena and Cons of Tarkir? I'm excited for it. Fetches, so there's one downside to Fetches, as far as I'm concerned, which is they're slow and time consuming. I guess also the cost sometimes when they haven't been reprinted, they're slow. The actual shuffling is just like it slows down the game. That's awkward. However, that doesn't exist in digital. I think they really truly need to be embracing. They need to be embracing it for digital play. Like, my fear is this. My fear is they're going to put fetch lands on Arena and they're going to ban them in Historic, which is my initial take was there's no way they do that. That would be absurd. Like, what's the point in adding Cons of Tarkir if you're just going to ban the most important cards from the entire set? I have a real fear that that's what they're going to do, though. Jim Davis hates fetches in Historic for some reason. I would love to see fetches in Historic. I am afraid they're going to ban them. I guess, so if they, okay, so here's the other way they could do it, is they add them to Arena, they ban them in Historic, and at the same time they launch the no-ban Historic format as a real, fully supported format. That would... Oh, we're probably dead here. This is bad. This is bad. The Skrelv protecting the Spirit Dancer. Not good. Well, alright. And our opponent played 2 basics, so Blood Moon doesn't... Well, that's Fable, but the Spirit Dancer is going to roll us. I mean, what do you think, chat? Would you rather have fetches legal or not legal? I mean, we know we're getting them because we know they're doing cons in a couple of months and it's the whole set. It's not remastered or anything. So we know they will be there. The only question is, do they do silly bannings? You could leave them banned until, well, I mean, yeah, I don't think you can do that because that's forever. Like Modern, they can't even get Pioneer onto Arena, and Pioneer is like a tiny fraction of Modern. Modern is, I don't think Modern will ever come to Arena, honestly. I think that it would be 15, 20 years in the future. Like, we're talking about, we're talking about way, way in the future. Yeah, opponent's gonna do Spirit Dancer things. So I think that's probably not a realistic plan. I wish that was a realistic plan. I mean, I think they have to make this no ban format, right? Because, like, at some point, isn't it weird or problematic that they're, like, making these sets of cards that don't do anything? Like, at some point, isn't that going to be something that's worth complaining about? Yeah, we can't beat the Spirit Dancer. Like, we already see it a little bit where it's like, okay, you buy your Strixhaven pack and get a Demonic Tutor, but it's not legal in any format. You buy your, you buy your Lord of the Rings pack. I guess Rebalancing has got around some of that. But cons, like, you buy cons, you open these fetch lands, the most chase cards from the set. It's a little awkward if they can't be played anywhere, right? So I feel like there has to be a solution for these cards that aren't legal in any format. Like, it's weird that they would sell packs with cards that you can't play anywhere. That's just, like, kind of a feel bad. So I feel like the easiest solution is just making the no ban format an actual thing. Because then that's, like, the catch-all. Sure, there might be a channel every once in a while where it's just like, sorry, this card is just absolutely so... It's like Anti or something. Like, it's just this weird relic from the past that's so messed up we can't let you do it. But in general, every card would have some place to be played. So I think I like that solution, I think. Either that or just put the fetch lands in Historic and it'll be fine. I mean, what's the downside to putting him in Historic is... In Historic, I guess it would make 5-color decks easier. So we really needed some red mana here. Alright, well, we will continue to play Delighted Halflings. And also a Ragavan. Well, we have played many things. None of them really do anything, and our opponent's got an Archdruid. Our double forest draw coming back to punish us. I mean, that's basically what this is, right? So Wizards has talked... So there's no ban list event. It's not just like a fun... I mean, it is a fun event that you get to play with all the cards, but that's not all. Wizards has talked about how this is like something to keep a close eye on. They're using for tests. They've hinted at the possibility of making this an actual format. So I think in that they said the last time they did this, it was way more successful than they ever predicted. Like way more people played it than they thought was going to be possible. So I think that there's actually like, I think it's part of Wizards' plan, or at least enough of Wizards' plan that they're considering the possibility of... Oh, jeez. We don't have any real red mana still. I mean, play Minskin Boo, but it doesn't do anything. Why are they playing Archon of Emeria? Yes, mana's... These as good as Delighted Halfling is, it is not good here. Not good here at all. Wow, this feels so incredibly bad, but I think... Yeah, I think our only realistic option... I mean, can we let our opponent untap, or do we just lose? We could sack the Ragavan to kill the Archdruid. The other option is just put counters on the hamster and try to wait a turn. I mean, all they did last turn was get an Archon. You know what? All right, we're gonna be greedy. All right, Minsk and Boo. How bad can it possibly be? Last turn they just got an Archon of Emeria with Court of Calling. All right, War Master, sure. Oh, is this some silly fight spell to kill the hamster? No. Oh, no. Okay, opponent. Oh, we're holding on. Dragon Bones! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Opponent gets in. Gonna hit the Minskin Boo. Oh my goodness, we made it. Oh my goodness, we made it. Okay, now we get to draw 4. Oh, this is what we needed. Okay, our dreams are coming true. So target. So take down Minsk and Boo. Sack the hamster. Snipe the Archdruid. Opponent. Even if they pump, it still dies. Okay, they pump, it still dies. We draw 4. So we killed the Lord. We hit a red source. We play the red source. We play... Oh, we still only have 1 red source. Well, let's Fable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, Blood Moon's kind of relevant here, isn't it? We need to get rid of this Archon too. All right, let's play the Fable. Play the Fable, pass the turn. That gets us more red mana for next turn. What a bad Minskin Boo. Only 4. I know, the card's so ridiculous. Just Sentinel makes an elf. I also really wish they would print some of the arena only actual printable cards. Yeah, I would like to see that too. I saw, I don't know where this was. Oh, it might have been the charity event over the weekend, but I saw LSV was talking about how he was thinking of adding some of the alchemy digital only cards to his cube, and they were just gonna like print them out and put them in the cube. So yeah, there's some digital only cards that it would be cool to see come to paper, have access to for cubes at least, or for Commander. They could be fun in Commander. Well, go to combat. One, two, three, four, five, six. All right, get in with the goblin. Let's see what our opponent does. Opponent takes the beats. Well, now we're gonna play the Blood Moon. Play the Stomping Ground. Wait. Oh, Archon. It's still tapped. Okay. This Archon of Emeria, it looked weird when they quartered it out, but it actually is doing work. Oh. All right, that is a top deck. Sure. Greater Hoof, Natural Order. Yep. I will also say the biggest thing this format needs is being best of three. Being best of three would make it so much better. If Soul Flayer ever gets into Arena, would you make a 8-Flayer version for Explorer? Yeah, I can't believe they haven't added Soul Flayer. They have so many similar cards that it doesn't seem like it'd be that hard for them to make. And it's such a cool card. So yes, I think we definitely would. Seth, why is it okay for decks to play 4 or 5 colors for free with fetches, charms, and shocklands, and play cards like Leyline Binding? It's not okay for Arcum's Astrolabe. Blood Moon isn't even enough to punish the greedy decks. So Arcum's Astrolabe, I would say that Arcum's Astrolabe, part of what made it so strong is it did allow the decks to fight through Blood Moon style effects, like the ability to have your fixing on the battlefield to function through Blood Moon. Honestly, though, in today's day and age, I don't know if this card is still a really problematic card. Like, I don't know if this card actually is. Is this even actually something that we should worry about anymore? The power level is just so. The power level difference between Modern Horizons 1 era and Modern Horizons 2 era is so big that a card like this that was legitimately like super scary back when it first came out, I don't know if it's actually super scary anymore. Let's go back. I'm trying to remember what the best. I know there were like 5 color piles, but what are the best Astrolabe decks? No, that can't be right. Why is it saying 0? There's no way. There's no Astrolabe decks. All right, let's try it this way. Let's see if MTG Top 8 will show us. So if we go to Modern, I just want to see what the Snoko, Sultai Control. Oh boy, Uro. Back during the Uro era. I don't know. Is Astrolabe really an issue? I'm not sure that it is anymore. It might just be fine. I mean, it's so hard. Like, this was... Wow, what is this? A no ban list event? Good lord. One Ring to Fairy Oko Narset Astrolabe. That must have been no ban. Some sort of no ban modern deck. I feel like maybe it would be okay. That was just such a ridiculous era with Uros and Okos. I don't know, maybe I'm talking myself into Astrolabe actually not being that big of a deal. Super sup! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you. I mean, there were companions, there were Okos, there were Uros, like, there was so much ridiculous stuff that maybe Astrolabe was not like the biggest part of that issue. All right, final Blood Moon deck of the day. This is Blue Moon. I know Krim did a Blue Moon deck. Krim did a Blue Moon deck that was on the YouTube. This is not exactly the same as Krim's build. This is kind of my take on the archetype. So why would you play blue in your Blood Moon deck? Well, the biggest answer is you get counter spells. You also get another banably strong enchantment in Spreading Seas, which can kind of work like real land destruction. It interacts well with Blood Moon. We also have a couple of Stone Rains, but again, the same idea that we can Blood Moon, turn non-basics into mountains, and then if our opponent has some basics that slip through, we can use Spreading Seas to turn them into hopefully not useful islands to play it on turn 2. Only Ragavan. So this is not going to play Blood Moon on turn 2. This is a more controlling build. Instead, we get some counter spells. We can Snapcaster back the counter spells. We get Brainstorms to help find our pieces. Lauren's Revealed to shuffle our deck after the Brainstorm to turn it into an Ancestral. So kind of like blue, kind of more of a blue control style Blood Moon deck. You should add white for Mana Tithe. So one thing I found with messing around with the Blood Moon decks is 3-color Blood Moon is almost impossible without fetch lands. Like, it's pretty much impossible to make the mana work. Lauren's Revealed also gets us basic islands, so we can still get blue mana out from under our Blood Moons. You could play Mystic Sanctuary. Ideally, it would be a mountain, though. 1 mana cantrip that filters for all 5 colors was the problem with Astrolabe. This hand's kind of boring. Well, okay. This hand's also kind of boring, but we'll keep it. Where's our Blood Moons? Hey Seth, good afternoon. Any plans for you, the Goldfish Crew, to go to MagicCon Chicago in February? I would really... Oh no. Is this a Charmed Stray deck? I see that basic planes, and I immediately think format All-Star Charmed Stray. It could be get in, hit you with the DRC down to 19. I am hoping to go to Chicago. I still haven't got final plans, but I am hoping to go. Once I know for sure, I will let you know. Are any of you going to Chicago? Well, let's play the island. Do you just pass? Let's just pass. We can do the Brainstorm Lauren's Revealed trick. Oh my god, it's the Charm Stray deck. Why are there so many people playing Impassioned Raiders in this no ban event? Why? What is even happening in this event? I really don't understand. I really, truly do not understand. All right, put those back. Lauren's Revealed. Cycle it away. Get an island. So many actions. I don't know if we actually did anything. I guess we bolt this Orator. Memory. We'll keep that in case our opponent top decks their Charm Stray. Funky Monkey Beats, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. About it. Charm Stray. Oh my god. Is this an intro deck or something? There has to be something funky going on that so many people would be playing this. There's gotta be. How does this keep happening? I got a combat hit ya. Pass the turn. How does the starter deck end up in a no ban queue though? That's the part that confuses me. Like, how do you end up here? Because if it's a starter deck, you should have all your pieces, right? Like, you should have all the cards because they give them to you for free, so you don't need the all access event. Wait, no, Krim lost to this deck? He lost to the Charm Stray? He lost to the Charm Stray deck? Oh, I'm gonna have to bring that up next Commander Clash. Oh, do we have another one? We don't. Okay, wait. We can Snapcaster Brainstorm to try to find. Yeah, this opponent's going to uninstall Spreading Disease. Can we find? Come on, one more memory lapse. Aw, okay. No memory lapse. Well, opponent, I guess you technically get to resolve a Leonin War Leader for about 3 seconds. And we kill it, and we bolt your face. And this was kind of brutal. See, this is where it feels bad when you beat up on the intro deck, but you gotta play what the matchmaker gives you. And one more bolt, and GG Gerbstray. What's a Blood Moon? Blood Moon turns all non-basic lands into mountains. Hopefully, we will see it this match. It's the best Magic card in Magic. Don't tell Panharmonicon or Manatithe I said that, but hey, Seth, was listening to yesterday's podcast, and once again the show ran a little long, and you skipped fish mail. My question is, how important is it for you guys the mail? It's been norm for at least a year to skip the questions. I was wondering if you guys are not discouraging people from sending them in. Excuse me. So yeah, so I'm not sure how to handle the fish mail. So fish mail, I like to get to fish mail questions if we can, but I think they're not like they're also not the highest priority in the sense that we typically don't like cut other topics to get to fish mail. I would like to figure out a way that we could do it more regularly. I feel like recently it's been cut more than I would like it to be cut. I don't know what the solution is, though. The solution might be like when we're in a boring time in the calendar when there's no spoilers or any like big events happening. Maybe we do like a fish mail style cast, kind of like a mailbag cast. That's one possibility, is to do it that way. Apart from that, I guess it would just be trying even harder to get to it more often, but we try to get to it on a weekly basis. Do we have a time limit? I mean, yeah, a self-imposed time limit, but the idea is for the cast to be an hour. That's what we shoot for, and usually we're within a couple minutes of that. So that's the goal. Ooh, how many of these? When you cast the instant sorcery, 2 damage each opponent. Oh god. We need to win this quickly. Well, okay. Expressive Iteration hand. Chivalry Library. Exile. Play the Spire Bluff. Creature instant sorcery. Oh, can we surveil a land into the graveyard right here? Yes. Okay, that's actually big. Blood Moon's not going to do anything against Mono Red, sadly. There's our Blood Moon, finally. not the matchup for it, but, well, hit you for 3. Pass the turn. I have a great solve for this. Make it a YouTube reel, 1-minute answer, and have each of the crew take one a week and post them throughout the week. It would drive people to the YouTube channel and make sure it gets done. Ooh. That's a really cool idea, Blue Archer. Actually, maybe that is the solution. I actually like that. I think that could be a cool way to get the fish mail answered. And it would also be kind of another way to promote the podcast. Maybe some people would see the reel who don't know the full podcast and check it out. That's actually a really good idea. Why don't you just go for 1.5 hours? I think that 1 hour is actually... Honestly, I think the optimal length is like 45 minutes, personally. I think that content, like, the easy thing to do is just keep making your content longer and longer, but I don't actually think that's the best thing to do for your content. I actually think that content especially in 2023, like in this modern era, I think if anything, it should be getting shorter. So I feel like just add on a half hour. Yeah, that would like be an easy solution in the sense that it would let us put in whatever extra stuff we wanted, but I don't actually think it would make the overall quality of the content better, if that makes any sense. So I don't think we want to go over an hour. Like sometimes we go a couple minutes over an hour, but I don't think we want to become an hour and a half cast. If anything, I would like the Commander Clash podcast to be more like an hour rather than an hour and a half or 2 hours. The most popular podcast in the world is 3 hours long, Joe Rogan. It's true. Do we have to counter this? Probably. Down to 8. Sir, can we get them with the Spreading Seas? Can we give them all blue mana so they can't cast their burn? That would be it's so unlikely, but it would be so funny. Maybe Spreading Seas is busted. Is Spreading Seas actually as busted as Wizards thinks? Oh god. Oh god, we're down to 3. Well, Spreading Seas, you. Surveil. Steam Vents, that's not a Spreading Seas. Oh my goodness, it is a Spreading Seas. Oh my god, we're gonna do it. Oh my god, Islandtron. We're doing it. I can't believe we're doing it. I can't believe this is working. Hit you. Oh my goodness, is this gonna work? Come on, don't draw a mountain. Don't draw a mountain. Oh my god, it's gonna work. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. Oh, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh my god. Dasharag Gavon. Oh, they were right. They were right the whole time. Spreading Seas. It's OP. It's OP. Watsy knew best. Oh, they knew best. Oh god. Oh, okay, let's do this. Can we hit one more bolt and just win right now? I can't believe this is happening. Blood Moon to the graveyard. Oh, it doesn't work. All right. Bolt to the hand. Well, I mean, we win next turn for sure, should we survive. This land is tapped, so it doesn't quite... Oh, we shouldn't have cast that silly Spike Field Hazard, I guess. Oh, no! See, Wizards was wrong. They were... Oh, it's a Thermo Alchemist. Okay, Wizards was still right. They don't have a spell to trigger it, I see. I thought they were going to play something better. Well, okay, Bolt you. Mill the Eyelid. Oh, GG opponent. Our opponent takes it in good spirits and bolts you. Snapcaster to the graveyard. Wait, is Spreading Seas... Was Wizards actually correct? Is there actually a world where you just lock someone with Spreading Seas? I've just never seen it happen. Like, I see it played in Modern to, like, hate on Tron or whatever, or, like, Island Walk with Merfolk, but I've never actually seen someone... Good game, Def No Earth. I've never actually seen that happen before. I didn't know it was possible to actually disrupt someone with Spreading Seas without them like getting mana, like severely mana screwed or something. I've never seen it happen. Well, Watsy, I take it back. ARUSW, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. I can't find any of your streams for the last week. Did you stream the charity stream? So the charity stream, you weren't able to stream it on your own channels. So I did do the charity stream, the Ultimate Guard charity creator. The name was kind of long, something like that. Ultimate Guard charity creator something cup. But yeah, so I did do it, but I didn't realize at the time that you can't actually stream it on your own channel. So it was on LSV's channel, I believe. it was fun. We got kind of wrecked. got kind of run over. Have you ever played the Forgetful Fish format? I think it would be fun to see a video of the style of busted cards with a fill video. Wait, is that like Dan Dan? You know what? I think we actually memory lapse this. I thought our opponent was trying to mill us, but apparently our opponent's trying to self-mill. This also means they're going to self-mill this. They're going to end up self-milling this Glimpse. Yeah, let's take a Steam Vents here. Steam Vents untapped. Ooh. All right, pass the turn. We're going to leave with the counter. If you had taken Turbo Fog, you would have swept Seth. Wait, what are we talking about? What deck did you go with for the charity stream? So it's Historic Brawl. I played Braids. And some of it, Braids, I played a bunch of test games with it, and it felt really good. But then people took it pretty seriously. So like, I believe 50% of the decks were what is the clock guy from Alchemy? But like everyone was playing a Rusco, and then like a big percentage of the people that weren't playing the clock guy were playing a Ragavan. So it was like a very, 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 very spiky meta. I think that Braids maybe a little bit like I think Braids is good, but I'm not sure Braids actually stands up to just like the most S tier commanders round after round. Also just had some awkward running. Like the first two matches that I played opponents had like turn 1 Dark Ritual draws, and just like first game was turn 1 Dark Ritual Lord Skitter. The second game was turn 2 the second game, turn 2 Dark Ritual Rusco, and it was just like, oh god, there's no way we're coming back from this. So it was super fun to like raise some money for charity. Actually, Tomer was also in the tournament, and he was playing a Rusco deck, and it was pretty funny. He like crushed Kai. I think he was in a group with Nassif and Kai and someone else who's like a Hall of Fame level player, and Tomer somehow ended up running the table and winning his group. So that was fun. I don't know if there's a VOD anywhere of it. I guess you could look at twitch.tv/LSV. That's probably the best bet. So it was an Ultimate Guard event, but the English language broadcast was on LSV's channel. When are you going to update Omnidor Thragfire for Modern? That would be a fun deck to revisit. It brings back fun nostalgic memories. I mean, maybe there's the Amulet. There's the Amulet of Vigor deck now with Timeless Lotus. There's no Omni or Thrags or Fires. But that is a way that you can actually somewhat realistically win with a... Well, yeah, this is not going super well. It is a way that you can actually somewhat realistically win with Door to Nothingness, though, which is kind of neat. Oy. Ay. Well, get in there, DRC. How did our opponent manage to get double prized Amalgam? They haven't even hardly milled any cards. And a wonder. Well, alright, get in, hit you. Uphold it. What was Omnidor Thragfire? It was a very janky standard deck from a long time ago. It was a deck that had Omniscience. I'm trying to see if I can pull up the actual deck list. It looks something... There's no way we're going to win this game. It looks something like something like this. So it had Omniscience. It won the game with Door to Nothingness. And it was kind of like a big mana ramp deck. There was also like Thrag Tusk, so that was the Thrag part. So you had Omni from Omniscience, Door for Door to Nothingness. I don't see... What was the fire, though? Wasn't there World Fire? I don't see a World Fire in this deck. Or am I misremembering? Is there something else that was the fire? Oh, there's one in the sideboard. I see. But anyway, yeah, it was a standard deck from a long time ago. Yeah, the format actually like is super fun. I'm impressed with how fun this format feels at the moment. To the point where it like actually has me hyped for the possibility of them making it a real format. Yeah, Dredge doing Dredge things. And the deck worked. I mean, I think it was kind of like an against the odds deck. I think it was a deck that someone like 5-0'd with. I can't remember. It wasn't like a top tier tournament deck. No. But it was a deck that like, I think maybe someone 5-0'd a league on Moto. There was like something enough to make people interested in it, but it was mostly like an against the odds deck. I think it was it Travis Wu that made it? I can't remember who I want to say it was Travis Wu that built it back in the day. Travis Wu, if you don't know Travis Wu, he doesn't do Magic content anymore, but he did like kind of against the odds style decks for the most part, like weird brews. Although he actually did create Living End. The original builder of Living End was actually Travis Wu. So some of his brews actually ended up being pretty good. Omnidorth Ragefire, I think, was more of like an against the odds deck. It's kind of like an infamous deck. I would say it's kind of like 34 Rhinos or whatever, where it's a really well-known deck that's was very, very well-known back in the time, but it wasn't really a truly competitive deck. Opponent. Well, I guess we're not going to Spreading Seas that. We can dash a Ragavan though. Get in there. Yeah, the Travis, my goodness. Yeah, Travis, he used to stream and stuff, and he's such an idiot. He kind of like very much messed up, like kind of ruined his career with like just a infamously, ridiculously stupid stream. Oh, but yeah, I'm sure you can, if you want to, I'm sure you could look at it. That was a long time. I forgot all about that, actually. That was an interesting day in the Magic world. Oh, jeez. So your daily spoiler videos for upcoming sets, you speak mostly about rares and mythics, but in many sets there are insane commons like Daring Discoverer, Reefer, Zada Commander decks are super cool cards for Pauper. Is there any way you could keep an eye on those for future spoiler seasons? I'll see what I could do, Alchemist or Refuge. So kind of the challenge is just like the amount of time. So the spoiler videos are another one where I think they're best if they're not like 2 hours long. So, and even the way they are currently, a lot of times they end up being pretty long. So I think it's a balancing act. I try to cover all the rares and mythics, and then I usually mention a few of the uncommons and commons that I think are like most interesting or competitive. When it comes down to like commons and uncommons that could see play in Pauper or could be good in like a specific commander deck, that might just make the video too long, but I'll definitely keep it in mind and see. My goal is to cover all the relevant cards, so all the rares and mythics and all the relevant cards. Where exactly the line is, it can be tricky to find. So from what I remember, the Travis Wu thing, he was reading like a book by Hitler, I think, and he wrote on his hand before his stream, "Don't talk about Hitler." And he went on his stream and talked for like an hour about Hitler. And there is literally no way that could ever go over. Like, there's no way that could be a smart thing to do on your stream. And of course, he talked for an hour about Hitler. the way he talked about Hitler didn't come across in a way that, like, some of the stuff he said was like trying to like see Hitler's perspective on things and just like not it was just he knew better. He knew he like had written on his hand don't do this and he did it anyway, and then of course it went predictably as horribly as anyone would expect it to. So yeah, I think that was the end of the Travis Wu era of making content. I think I'm pretty sure after that he like pretty much didn't stream anymore and like didn't really make content anymore. Last I heard, he now like I believe he like lives on a mountain and tends goats or something. He still occasionally posts like stuff on his like Twitter or something. And it just seems like he lives out in the wilderness and is a goat herder or something. More wilderness wrecks. Opponent untaps. Yeah, that would actually be a good one for a Magic Iceberg. Come to think of it, Travis Wu ruins his career in one stream. Let's see. Let's take Unholy Heat for our hand. Although I don't know if Unholy Heat's gonna do much against our opponent's deck. I would have liked to hit a counter spell there, but I guess what can you do? What are we missing? We have a instant, a creature. Huh. Go attacking. Let's bold our opponent. Basically trying to turn on this Dragon Rage Channeler is the hope. We know what Wilderness Wreck does. Lauren revealed. That doesn't really do it. You know what? Let's just keep that for next turn. If there is a next turn, opponent goes to 7. Goes to 4. Wow, we steal a Brainstorm. That's actually kind of sweet. Brainstorm. All right, show us double lightning bolt. Double lightning bolt. Double lightning bolt. Okay. Not double lightning bolt. No, put back and put back. Blood Moon doesn't really do anything. Now let's pass the turn. Hold. Come on. No infinite turns. No infinite turns. This deck does not have... I don't believe it has Bobble. Oh, God. Here comes the Wilderness Wreck shenanigans. Opponent. Taps some lands. Untaps some lands. Nexus of Fate. Oh, boy. I did not miss this deck. Remember the standard with Nexus of Fate? Oh, God. That was one of the worst standards. So I never knew Travis. Like on a personal level in any way. I just knew him from the Magic internet. I will say my impression of him was he seemed like kind of a goofy stoner hippie kind of guy. So my impression of the Hitler thing is it was more him just being really bad at streaming and like just stupid, really. I don't know. My impression of him is he wasn't being malicious, but he wrote on his hand like, "Don't talk about this. There's no way this could possibly go well," and then like ignored his like his own. He knew he shouldn't do that, and he did it anyway. So I don't know what he expected to happen. I don't know what the other possibility would be like. So yeah, it was very stupid. Blood Moon just doesn't do anything here. Was really hoping we could hit a lightning bolt. If we get hit a lightning bolt, we could actually put an end to this. Opponent. I mean, we can counter the Nexus. Oh, thank goodness. All right, this is good enough. Out of here. Out of here. Oh, wow, we beat him. We beat the Nexus deck. We have a new donation from Random88. Yo, Seth, really enjoyed your iceberg vid. At one point in the video, there was footage of you playing Chandelar. Was that on a stream, and is it possible to watch somewhere? So, Random88, thank you for the donation. So that was actually for a behind the scenes thing of something that hasn't been released yet. So no, there's actually no video of me playing Chandelar. Although I was actually going to ask you, do you think it'd be worth it? Do you think it'd be worth it to do a Chandelar streamer video? Because I was thinking about doing one. We don't have a video anywhere of Chandelar. Would I don't know, maybe would you enjoy it for a stream? Would it be worth doing for a stream? Because I want to do something with it. So it's either a YouTube video or a stream. So yeah, right now there's not actually a video of me playing Chandelar anywhere, but it will be coming. We'll either do a stream or a YouTube video of it, because I think Chandelar's like, it's actually kind of goofy and fun. I don't think, there's no way you could play it all the time like we do Magic Arena or Magic Online. Like, it would get old fast, but as like a playthrough, I think we could play through it in like a stream. I think we could like play the entire game in a stream, see a bunch of cool old cards, see some very goofy, the AI is so, they're so bad. The AI is so goofy and bad in that game. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do a stream of Chandelar. We'll do something with it. So yeah, nothing out there currently for Chandelar, but there will be soon. I mean, I think we beat Chandelar in like a day. I know you can speed run it in like 15 minutes apparently. That's something I learned recently. It's apparently possible if you know exactly the way to go. You can beat the game in like 15 minutes. Are you going to play Chromatic Cube? So probably not, because so we have today's stream, which we're not going to cube today because we're getting near the end-ish of the stream. And then I don't even know if we want to cast this. Do we? Well, I guess we could. We'll hit something. Yeah, we'll cast it. But then we have on Thursday, we actually have early access for the new set. So I think we'll probably just move on to doing Lost Caverns of Ixalan stuff. We'll do some cubing in the future though, for sure. But just probably not this cube run because Lost Caverns of Ixalan's coming out. Well, let's go attacking, see what our opponent does. Opponent. Okay, so the Ragavans trade. Well, let's Blood Moon, see if this annoys our opponent at least. This Delighted Halfling does help. Ooh, field, okay. Dashes Ragavan. Hits us. Treasure. Memory Lapse stolen. And then what? Uro? Oko? Ooh, okay. That's not good. Yeah, Delighted Halfling into Oko seems strong. Well, that doesn't even matter. Huh. Only having one red source is awkward. Well, I guess we just island and pass. Not looking good. Is it possible to have a viewer-only MTG tournament hosted by the Goldfish crew? It would be fun to see the crew commenting on people's jank. Ooh, I think that would be possible. At least on some level.
Surely you see the humor here.
We've never really tried to really run tournaments before, so I don't know if we could pull off like a Magic Con or something. We just don't have any experience doing that. But I think as far as just like doing it on the Twitch or something, there's gotta be a way we could do that. So I think viewer battles at this point, I think we just wait until after the new set is out. Well, it'll definitely be after the new set is out because early access day is Thursday. So then I think actual release is Tuesday. So it'll probably be, all right, let me look at the actual calendar. So today's the 7th. I believe the 14th they'll release Arena for everyone. So it'll probably be like the, maybe the 21st. Let's do the 21st. 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from today we can do the viewer battle stream. That'll be after the set is released. Will that be enough time for y'all to have the new cards is the question. Yeah, lore and reveal drawing 3 doesn't happen too much. The hidden mode. I feel like we're pretty dead here. Oko's at 9. Karn got Golos. Well, expressive iteration. Yeah, Oko's still pretty busted, isn't it? Well, Unholy in hand. Land in the library. Lightning Bolt exiled. Yeah, I mean, we just get Oko, though. We can't beat the Oko. So we kill the Karn. I mean, we even had the Blood Moon, too. I guess it was too late. We had the Blood Moon, but it was... The Delighted Halfling was already down. The Great Destroyer! Welcome to the Fishbowl. They might be able to get a basic. This might be Golos trying to get a basic. The big issue, though, is, like, they can just elk this, and we're taking 6 or 7. And we just don't have the... Oh, they drew the basic. We just don't have a way to really stop the Oko from doing the Oko thing. Make a food, elk the food, make a food, elk the food. And then we die. Oh, we get to memory lapse. Hey Seth, I really missed the Thursday stream. Can only watch you about 30 minutes now. Hope you Blood Moon mini Zoomers. Oh, the Great Destroyer. Oh, I'm sorry the schedule hasn't been working out well. Well, I appreciate the feedback though. We'll see. I will say Great Destroyer. This Thursday I'm planning on streaming because it's early access day. So planning on streaming on Thursday on at least for a couple hours to check out some new decks. So yes, hopefully that'll help today or this week. Then have a ton of fun with your Smothering Hive Twister deck. Thanks for the fun. Yeah, that deck is so sweet when it goes off. All right, let's get one more Blood Moon, and then excuse me, one more Blood Moon, and then I gotta go get Bear and give my voice a rest for a minute. These silly colds. How, on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad does my voice sound? Is it actually noticeable, or I never know? Is it just something I know because I know that I have a cold or whatever, or is it actually noticeable that my voice is different to the people on the outside? Okay, I will take barely noticeable. It was a lot worse. Like I said, today's the day I finally feel a lot better. So Fire Humans Evade. Okay, spicy. Today was the day I finally feel a lot better. So I was hoping it wouldn't be too bad. No, not COVID, just some sort of bad cold. I took a COVID test. Your voice is hotter. Well, thank you. Maybe I need to get a cold more often. Oh, this is our opponent's playing our Super Mimi. Our Super Mimi deck. This is the Repercussions deck. They're playing the Repercussions deck. I recognize Fire Emancipation, Ley Lines. This is the Repercussions deck. Okay, so while we know what our opponent's doing, which is they're gonna play Repercussions and try to kill us. You know what? I think we memory lapse that. Mill the Dragon Rage Channeler. Nez Smith, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big scoop cheer for you. Thank you. Get it at ya. Ragavan, Shatter Skull Smashing. Pass the turn. About it. Hey Seth, how do you feel about Grixis Pirates for Pioneer? I love the deck, so I build it already. Ooh. You know what? Sure, that's fine. Yeah, sure. Sure. Have you been streaming for 7 years? I mean, our longest sub is 84 months. So, wow. Yeah, that would be 7 years. Jeez, that's a long time. That's a lot of streams. That is a lot of streams. I didn't even realize that. Yeah, it actually has been 7 years. Well, we built this deck. We know how you beat this deck. You know how you beat this deck is not play creatures. That was the whole. Oh, they added Koth. Okay. So opponent actually has a plan for when you don't play creatures. Opponent next level. Next level. Oh, opponent. Grabbing him out for the Koth. Oh, old school 8-rack, yeah. 8-rack is also a scam now. Everything in Modern is a scam in one way or another. All right, opponent's at 12. This means we just need to find some Blood Moons, not Blood Moons. We need to find some Lightning Bolts. We have a Snapcaster. If we can find some Lightning Bolts, we can probably burn our opponent out, even through this ley line. This is not going to be a good Blood Moon matchup, though. When you are one of your permanents, yeah, I don't think we even want to Spreading Seas our opponent. I guess we can Spreading Seas. You know what? Actually, this is just better. Expressive Iteration. Well, Blood Moon does shut down Nykthos. All right. Steam Vents in hand. I think we actually are going to play a Blood Moon. Just because of Nykthos. Play the Blood Moon. Play the Steam Vents. And pass the turn. We need some bolts. Jernisy, welcome to the Fishbowl. First time sub. Thank you for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Ooh, some Pirates for Pioneer. I mean, Pirates got some big upgrades. So you get Breaches. Breaches is really good. I wonder, the 2-drop Staunch Crewmate's good. Do you think what is the name of it? Larcenist. Kitesail Larcenist. Did you consider Kitesail Larcenist? I wonder if Larcenist is worth it. As a, well, that's scary. As a removal spell. I think it could be worth considering. We actually did get a Spreading Seas win. We got a 3 Spreading Seas lock our opponent out of doing anything win. I didn't think it was actually possible, but apparently it is. Well, now our opponent also has a 1 ring. This Koth is at 8. Whenever you play a mountain, 4 damage. Wow, we might actually be losing to Koth. This is actually not great. We have not drawn many Lightning Bolts. Well, Snapcaster. We might regret this by putting a creature on the battlefield. We're playing right into the Repercussions hand. Expressive Iteration. Well, Ragavan to hand. Spire Bluff. Brainstorm exiled. Brainstorm. There's a Lightning Bolt. But that's not enough. Plus they have a 1 ring. I'll play the Shivan Reef. Oh, pass the turn. How do we not die to Koth? Opponent. Emblem's Koth. Every mountain's 4 damage now. Second Repercussion. I mean, we can Bolt our old Snapcaster. Okay, so they hit the Snapcaster. They hit us for 8. They make a treasure. So we go to 9. Leyline of Lightning. All right. Well, We just gotta win the game this turn. We just gotta win the game this turn. Easy. Through this, so they're taking what? 2 from the 1 ring. Also gonna be close. All right, bolt your face. Yeah, so we take 2. Our opponent takes 3 down to 8. Steam vents, not helpful. Spreading seas, draw a card. Oh, not helpful. Spreading seas, draw a card. Oh, brainstorm. We need a lot of lightning bolts off this brainstorm. Oh, where's all of our bolts? We don't even have any blue mana. Dasharagavan. Wow, we're gonna end up 1 point of damage short, I think. Oh, we are 1 point of damage short. So we can Snapcaster a Bolt and hit our opponent to 3, and then they go to 2-1, but then we die. Do you think a 0-mana artifact with sack a creature could be playable? I mean, any 0-mana artifact can be playable. I think that would actually, like, depending on the exact wording, that might actually be broken. That might actually just be way too good. Dan Wildfire for the 60th month, 5-year resub. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Where's our Blood Moon? Where's our Blood Moon? We need to get, well, okay. We got 2 Spreading Seas. 2 Spreading Seas equals 1 Blood Moon and a Stone Rain. We need one more good Blood Mooning. That's it. We just need one more, and then we'll be happy. All right, Islet to the bottom. Well, all right, opponent. Fabled Passage cracks it. Seth, I'd watched the podcast yesterday. Have you considered Tidebinder for Standard? It's Stifle, Shieldred, Atraxa Tally, Lord Skitter, Rafine, Fairy, Mastermind, Wandering Emperor, Rakosar, also Stifles, Bowmasters, and Modern. Seems pretty versatile. Yeah, I think if Merfolk work in Standard, I think that it'll definitely be good. It could also be good just in a generic sense. I think the question in Standard is where do you put it out of the current tier decks? That's what I'm not really sure about. Well, all right. Oh, yeah. All right. Brainstorm to the graveyard. Draw DRC. Pass the turn. About it. Uro. Doing Uro-y things. Well, not looking good. Not looking good. So I will say, I think out of all the Blood Moon decks we've played, I think the Mono Red one's just been the best. I think Mono Red's just been the solidest of them. Although Blood Moon would be good here if we could get to it. Well, yeah, we're going to keep it for very far in the future. Blood Moon in hand. Memory lapse away. Exile the mountain. Play the... Is it just too slow, though? Is it just too slow? Like, we can play it next turn, but is it too late? Does it even resolve? There's the Field of the Dead. Well, we'll see. I mean, we're going to sign a Blood Moon. Either it resolves and we're super happy, or it gets countered and we lose. Oh, Teferi. Okay, that makes things worse. Teferi. Going to bounce a DRC. This does improve our chances of Blood Moon resolving, I will say. Dash it. Oh, and a Dash Ragavan. All right. And they hit a light. Oh my god. Wow. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, okay, that's not the one. All right, this is it. Last shot for Blood Moon. Last shot. Maybe we got to go back to Mono Red. You know what? Enough of this silly play counterspell crim stuff. Like, we're just going to go back to the true the true Blood Moon to get a good Blood Moon, because this is a true Blood Moon deck. Mono Red is the true Blood Moon deck. It's almost as if Ragavan should be banned. I mean, that was definitely some brutal high rolling. The like Teferi bounce something into Ragavan dash, into hit a lightning bolt off the Ragavan dash, kill your thing so you can't kill the Teferi. That was a pretty impressive string of hits for our opponent. Yeah, let's get back to the real Blood Moon. Turn 1 Goldhound, turn 2 Blood Moon. There we go. Gonna try to make Bard class commander deck inspired by your videos. Well, that sounds sweet, Long Nap. The only problem is 100 card singleton with only one card is always sketchy. Just try to find some ways to tutor it up. What's the best way to tutor it up? Also, what would the commander be? But I'm sure like you should be able to, if you can find it and level it up, you should be able to really go off and just like play through your whole deck. Blanchwood Prowler. Oh, come on now. Opponent appears to be a believer in the basic lands. That's, wow, they even get the basic land back from the graveyard. Okay, well, I mean, worst Blood Moon of all time. That is a turn 2 Blood Moon. The problem is our opponent is, we ran into the budget deck, the natural foil of Blood Moon. The budget player on All Access Day. I remember when Alara and Lauren blocks were in Standard, you had Jundex splashing for Cryptic. What is this? When it enters the battlefield or dies, surveil 1. Okay. I think it is likely we lose to this. The deck's so funny. We lose to the like janky pile of like, I'm just playing a bunch of random commons, I can't afford dual lands. They just get us so good. How does someone play Politics, Curses, and Commander? I always figure the decks never do anything and just get outgunned easily. I mean, I think it mostly depends on the play group. I think it's a lot harder to Ravenous Gigamole. Literally unbeatable. I think it's a lot harder to do just playing random pickup games. I think if you play with the same people over and over again, it becomes easier to like know how they play. Yeah, all right, we're going to try one more. All right, draft deck, you beat us. The funny thing is, like, that is the way to beat Blood Moon. Like, if you literally play a draft deck, you probably beat our deck. Like, we played Blood Moon on turn 2, and our opponent was just like, okay, sure. Like, thank you for spending 3 mana on that card that does literally nothing. The lower power your deck is, the more likely you are to wreck us. As weird as that sounds. Oh, Tapland. Yo, is that another starter deck? How do people, I haven't figured out how someone ends up in this event with a starter deck. How is that even possible? Is it misclicks? Like, if you have a starter deck, why not play it like unranked or something? Why end up playing it here of all places? Well, we'd like to play the Blood Moon, but this looks like the kind of person who probably has a counter up, so we're going to play a Fable. Our opponent's going to play a Tainted Pact and exile their entire deck. So I guess our opponent just wins here, right? Remember when this was a legal thing? There was an event a couple of weeks ago that put Precon Alchemy decks against full powered ones because the queue was messed up. Yeah, that sounds like Arena things. Yeah, I mean, they should just be able to play Thassa's Oracle, right? It's a no-ban event, so Well, that's an Oracle exiled. 19, 18. I mean, I'm going to make our opponent show it. I want to see that they actually know that they actually know how to win with this. Especially with Oracle being exiled. Well, it's exiling very slowly because of Arena, but... So this is Tainted Pack. It says, exile the top card of your library. You can put that card in your hand, unless it has the same name as another card exiled this way. Repeat this process until you put a card in your hand, or exile 2 cards with the same name, whatever comes first. So essentially... Alright, opponent goes to 1 card in their deck. They play a blue source. They had an Oracle in hand. Alright, so opponent just had... They had the turn 3... The turn 3 kill nut draw. They are very dead to Moon. Oh, they win right now though. There's no future, unfortunately. The power of Thoracle. So it's played. So basically, Tainted Pact is if you build your deck singleton, then you can exile your deck for 2 mana. So the cost is you got to play singleton. But if you're willing to play singleton, you can exile your deck for 2 mana and try to win with Thassa's Oracle, essentially. So that's essentially the idea of it. Thassa's Oracle's, yeah, another one of those 2019 mistake cards. So many mistakes from that era. Well, okay, basic plane's not usually... If this is the intro deck again, I think I just scoop... Or maybe we're just not going to get another good Blood Moon. I mean, we've played this mono white. They really need to add a rank queue. They need to get a rank queue for no bans because there should be a way that people who just want to like take advantage of the all access aspect shouldn't probably not play their intro decks against people who are using it to try to do busted things. All right, Charm Stray. Show us the Charm Stray opponent. Plains. This is actually the matchup we've played the most. I still don't understand how this is possible, but the matchup we play the most is Mono White Charm Stray intro deck. All right, opponent. How about playing your Charm Stray, opponent? You can do it, friend. You can do it. I dare ya. Opponent decides on the doing nothing plan. Okay. Well, in that case, we'll play a Gold Hound and pass the turn. Let them get to 6 lands so they can lay their 6-mana one for you. Our Blood Moon's not going to do anything, so our opponent, they're fine. They can play their Leonin Warcaller here and go to town. It probably actually works. It is hilarious how bad Blood Moon is against intro decks. Like, it is just incredibly bad. I don't know, when we played this deck earlier, we played almost all real decks. You randomly run into a lot of these intro decks in the queue. Just people, I mean, whatever you enjoy, I guess. Yeah, our opponent is playing incredibly slowly. And there's, I guess, yeah, it's probably correct just to scoop, but then I feel a little bad for the people who are trying to play. If everyone just scoops, then they don't get any fun out of it. But I guess there's, like, aren't there events that are designed to play the intro decks in? I just don't understand how you end up here with the intro deck. The whole world of Arena laid out in front of you. And you end up just playing intro deck. Alright, there's some Gold Hounds. Abash in hand, pass the turn. Should make mono white prison deck with these lands just to fool someone into thinking it's a starter deck. What? Angelar. When it attacks, make 2 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying. If the creature is legendary, create 2 of those tapped and attacking instead. And it gives a creature +3/+1. Well, I mean, Abash, 3/6/9. 10, 11, 12. I mean, Amash is pretty brutal for our opponent. It's not quite lethal here, but it's actually close. All right, so opponent attacks. And we're going to show this intro deck. What is up? Block and block. Kill the cats. This is Sparky with a human on the other side. Essentially. Gideon Sparky. What about a video where you rank the most complex, confusingly worded cards? That's a good one. I think that could be that. Okay. Wow, it actually plays a lot like Sparky, come to think of it. Well, okay, go to combat, attack. Hit ya. Pass the turn. Archon's Glory. Okay, Spiritual Guardian. Spiritual Guardians. When it ETBs, you gain 4 life. Opponent. Is that even a real card? Is this one that they made up just for Arena? I've never understood that either. Like, couldn't you find an existing card that does essentially the same thing and just use that one instead? Abash. All right, intro deck. How about a companion? How about a companion? It actually is like the worst matchup. We would much rather play against real decks because these intro decks don't play any non-basics. Like it's actually just the hard counter to our deck. As silly as that is, but we literally like struggle the most against these intro decks because they just like they don't have anything that Blood Moon hates on. I like the idea of ranking the most confusing cards though. That is a good one. All right, Archon of Glory. Pumps it. Uh-huh. Opponent. Thinking. Do they have bots? Did you hear? I just realized, wow, could they actually have bots? Is that possible? So I heard Hearthstone actually added bots to their game because apparently like their queue times were getting too long because the game's gotten less popular. So you randomly just play against bots sometimes now? There's no way. There's no way. Could the Flying Dutchman actually be Sparky in Wizards and we just don't know it? Is that even possible? That would be wild. If they actually were bots. Well, Chandra. Pena. Skirk Prospector. Hit you with the Cold Hounds. Opponent says good game. Apparently we're dying to the bot. Elspeth's Command. Up to 1 target soldier gets +1/+1 in flying. Okay. Sure. Opponent. Or maybe a bot would play Lord of the Rings cards because you would think the bot wouldn't play Lord of the Rings cards and that's how they get you. All right, soldier gains flying perpetually. Well, I mean, we do need to do something or we're actually just dying to mono white intro deck. Joining Crim, while opponent passes for some reason. We draw a Blood Moon, which is not helpful. Well, Ragavan. Dash it. Go attacking. Opponent. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. They do have to block something. The problem is they can block with the cat. Wow, they just chose to die. Actually, no. Like, no, we didn't. I know we won, but that was like the least satisfying win that I've ever seen. Our opponent, like, my mind is blown. They said good game. They played their thing to make their board lethal in 2 turns, and then they just chose not to attack or block? I don't get it. Well, I mean, Blood Moon, we got him. Our Blood Moon, that's what I mean. No, our Blood Moon, look at how good Blood Moon is. We beat an intro deck because our opponent chose to skip 2 turns. Yeah, we taught him. We taught him good. Oh. Anyway, everyone, I think that brings us to the end of our stream for today. I don't know what happened there, but Blood Moon, I mean, I will say this. Blood Moon's super sweet, and this all-access event is super, super sweet. So if you're looking for something different to do on Arena, check out whether you play Blood Moon or not, check out the all-access event because it's pretty awesome that you can use all the cards for free. Usually Arena is like super expensive and greedy. Super nice to be able to actually play all the cards without any extra money. So definitely check it out if you're looking for something different to do as we wait for Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Reminders, replay YouTube, that's where you'd find all the old streams, normal YouTube, tons of stuff coming up on there. Thursday, early access day, so yes, stream on Thursday, I believe. I'll let you know. I'll mention on Twitter. I'm not sure exactly what time it'll be yet, but yes, planning on streaming for a bit on Thursday. And then a reminder that our sponsor, Card Kingdom, if you need some Ixalan cards, you can get them at cardkingdom.com/MTGGoldfish. Most importantly, thank you to all of you. Y'all are amazing and awesome and spectacular. And I love y'all. I hope you have an amazing night. Have a great Wednesday. And I'll see you on Thursday to have some more fun. And yeah, gonna rest up my voice. Get ready for Thursday in early access. So until then, everyone, be good. I love y'all. And I will talk to you soon.